Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to AFL NT's coverage of the 23-24 TIO NTFL season from TIO Stadium here in Darwin on Larrakia country. We're here for round 9 action of the 23-24 TIO NTFL men's Premier League competition. This evening, a great one. Nightcliff Tigers taking on Waratah. Hi, I'm Nick Danks. I'm joined by my current commentary partner this evening, Tara Harris. Good evening, Tara. How are you? It's going to be a big one today.
Oh, look, I'm actually really excited about this. I was tossing up between what my thoughts were going to be around the match of the round today. And I thought, Darwin Buffs and St Mary's, it's been a ripper competition. Darwin Buffs have been strong, but St Mary's just came out guns a-blazing and absolutely just kind of showed how dominant they are in this men's Premier League competition. So I'm really excited about this matchup here. It's second versus third, Nick.
Yep.
Obviously, Waratah sitting just a rung higher on the ladder than Nightcliff, and after Nightcliff's performance last week, I'm really intrigued to see how these two teams match up.
Absolutely. Both sides lost. Both sides sit on 20 points at the moment with 5 wins and 2 losses. Both sides lost in round 2. Waratah were defeated by St Mary's 3 points after the Tigers led all night and got behind in about the last minute, and the Tigers lost at home to Pint that night by 20 points. Waratah, other loss was in round 3 to Pint by a point only, and again the same. Waratah led most of the night and Pint pinched it in the end, and the Tigers' other loss was in round 7 against the Buffs, only by 6 points. So apart from the 20-point loss at home on a miserable night, these two sides have been right in it all season, and this game could go either way tonight.
Yeah, look, you're not wrong, and I think that you can't go past that win that Nightcliff had over Districts last week. Districts have been an absolute powerhouse of the competition for the first 9 rounds, can you believe it? Round 9, Nick. And so to watch them and to get up like they did over them last week, they might come into this with a little bit more skip in their step.
Last week, I didn't see much of the game, but the first quarter I did see they came out with a bang, the Tigers, and they looked really calm and collected. It was a bit hectic for about the first 4 or 5 minutes, but after that the Tigers were the first side to settle down. And then apart from a bit of a flurry at the end, I heard that they held on all night. A fabulous night for footy here. The ground's in outstanding condition, currently 33 degrees here in Darwin, so it'll get a little bit cooler down to about 30 for those who are watching it from the eastern states. The breeze is going across the ground, but more to the right, which it traditionally does here in Darwin. So a very slight breeze to the right of screen, which is the airport end. So the weather and the ground in perfect condition for these two sides that play pretty fast football. Yeah,
no, definitely, you're not wrong. And Waratah did win the coin toss, didn't they, Nick? So they'll be kicking towards the Michael Long centre end of TIO Stadium deck tonight, as we look like we're preparing here for first bounce. Obviously a beautiful rivalry here in the ruck, with the two sides coming together and some great names in the centre there. Magro on Islet. We're looking like this will be an absolute ripper of a game. We've got Robbie Barty up against Cooper Darms, who had a field day last week as well. So we'll see what this game draws out. Second versus third on the ladder. Round 9 action here at TIO Stadium.
And who are you picking for this one?
Oh, Nightcliff.
Yeah, I'll go with the Tigers as well, but that's why black and yellow blood.
And it's a centre hit out there, but it'll be a free found early in the piece to Waratah. Magro taking, I apologise. Norman taking the kick early there, looking to launch that one into his forward 50. A few high flyers, no clear disposal, but it looks like someone's been held off the play. So it will be a free kick.
Well, could have pushed it there for a 50 if he wanted to. He wasn't. The guy was standing right next to the ball and didn't throw it back. The umpire was busy doing something else, but very lucky there.
So it'll be Nyhouse with the kick over the switch there, looking to find his fellow teammate there, but it's been turned over beautifully there by Toby Hutt. Toby Hutt with a hand pass over the top to Mackenzie. Mackenzie beautifully done to Carroll. Munkara is just straight through the arms. He can pick it up if he does. He does a cheeky dummy and he snaps it on the right boot. And it might have gone across the face.
Yeah, I think he pushed it right across the whole lot there.
So a little bit of pressure there. It would have been beautiful, but just managed to go straight through the keeper, and he wasn't able to pick that one up. So we'll have a ball in here. We're in the Waratah forward 50. Ball goes up. No clear control out of it yet. It's a little bit of a scurry. Islet doing what he can to get clearance. Nyhouse does well to get a boot to it. Goes high. It'll be a tug of war to try and get there. Munkara lurking in space early, but it'll be a foot race, as I said. He's socketed off the deck, but it's been picked up beautifully by Gleeson. Gleeson with a hand pass over. Does well to keep possession there. Pushes that one forward on the left boot straight. Back into the forward 50, but beautifully marked there by Ben Vile. Be a little bit of a tug of war in the forward 50 there. Arnold Kirby looking to create a presence early. It's socket off the deck. It's pushed forward. Everyone's trying to do what they can to get close to it. Looks like Nightcliff defenders working overtime there. It's picked up beautifully there by Cooper Darms, who puts that one on the left. Bounces into some space here. Be a bit of a foot race to see who can get to it first. Just brushes that one forward again. That is Jack Gleeson. Gleeson does well to get control of that footy. And now it's Waratah in a bit of space here. And a bit of time through Humphreys. Humphreys pushes that one forward. Tempted to be cut off, but it's managed just to be still composed there. Just looking for options here. Nightcliff doing a good job to keep it really tight and a lot of pressure on this Waratah side. Bounces into a bit of space again. Picked up beautifully there. Nice take by the hands of Brown. It will bounce here. Hopefully favourable for the Nightcliff player. Beautiful mark taken there by Collis. Collis has got a few players in space here on the wing, but he opts for a centering kick, and he does well. Finds the hands of Scott Carlin. Carlin back to Collis. Collis pushes that one forward, but beautifully taken there by Zachary Moody. Moody just shutting that forward line down. Looks like he's found a player there. It has bounced before. Player trying to do what he can, but with that little slice over the top there from Collis, it'll be a free kick, but he's put his player in danger there. Managed to get it out of space. Finds the hands of Cooper Darms, pushing that one a little bit further down. It'll come into a bit of pressure here. Boundary might find it first, but very, very well done there through the hands of Paris to keep that in play. Beautiful smother by Humphreys again. Just a lot of pressure being applied here by both sides. Again, no clear control out of there. Trying to get a clear possession. Looks like Carlin's done well to find it. Jack O'Sullivan working hard. Beautiful hands there from Lachlan Cassidy. Cassidy with a high kick. It's marked well there by ex-skipper and Carroll. It's put a little his pressure onto Magro, but Magro managed to get a hand to it. Tackled just as he was about to get rid of it, but managed to still push it into some space. That is Bernulis working hard. Carroll still an absolute Trojan horse in that space. Bounces there. Nightcliff defenders through Darms. Again, a lot of clearing space there through Brown. Marked beautifully there, and they'll have the opportunity here to run with it. Takes one bounce and a second bounce. Steps around the player. Puts that one forward and smashes that one into the forward 50. He's got Philo lurking. Takes a Paris there with a snap, and it's just sneak through for a behind there, and that's just how fast this Nightcliff side can switch that football.
Absolutely, and one of the things they have shows a lot of confidence in defence back there. A couple of handballs back into trouble, but managed to have lots of confidence in the defenders and came out of that very, very well. The Tigers did, and unlucky enough not to knock that one through, but that's the first score of the match after coming up to the 5th minute mark. That's
exactly right. So first one on the board, a minor. So Waratah there. Looks like it'll be handed over, and it will be Cooper Darms pushing this one back into his forward 50. Finds a player, just a chip kick in there. Through to Edwards. Edwards with the running kick in. Puts it in high. Taken beautifully there by Grundy. It's a tight angle there for Grundy, so we'll see what he can muster up here. He opts for the chip back in there just to try to centre this kick as best he can. It's found the hands of Brodie Philo. Centres it again to Edwards. Got a bit of an open ground here to work with. They're just looking to get it in to set themselves up best to get a major score here, Nightcliff. It's a high kick, anyone's ball. Someone's got to get under it. Looks like first with the clean hands to it was Kennedy, but he's been pushed off the footy. Trying to pick that one up off the deck. O'Sullivan does what he can through a hand pass. It's picked up nicely there. Hand pass through. Finds Kennedy again. Picked up beautifully by Moody. Moody with a little kick. It may have been a bit ugly, but it's got there. Oh, Paris tries a snap out of air. Misses it, but gets it through. That was beautiful. And that was Michael Randall there, just taking an opportunity. And unfortunately, just a behind. Yeah, we touched it there. So they're playing a really good goalkeeper. I was saying before, Waratah playing a very good zone defence at the moment, playing with a goalkeeper as well. And that saved that goal. Yeah, definitely. So Waratah here looking to find players in space. They've opted for the hand pass off, just a short hand pass there through Cassidy. Cassidy pushes that one forward, bouncing to space there, beautifully picked up by Carroll. He finds Carlin in space. Carlin puts it on the left, and just like that, that's the first major in this game between second and third in the 7-minute mark here of the first quarter.
Scott Carlin's smiling there because I think when he took that ball, he looked around and thought, where are the Nightcliff players all gone? There was no one near him. He didn't have a player look through. Look at the instant replay. It just all dropped for him perfectly there, and he was all on his own. And I think he looked around and said, where is everybody around? He had plenty of time, took a bit of a look, and then went, oh, OK, I'll take the goal.
For it, yeah. You can see all the players flooding behind him to try and get there, but Waratah just too fast in that situation and too good with their ball movement. So you can see here just coaches working, maybe putting a few things into place there to make sure they're staying very much a part of this game. Just the 2 behinds, 1 goal so far on the board. So we're back in the centre here, waiting for players just to take their position. So it might be a warning here just to make sure that players are in position when they need to be. So that's Nightcliff's first warning.
The Tigers had a good season in the ruck this year. They're ranked first in hit-outs and in second in take control of the ball from the centre.
So we're looking through here, bouncing there. It might favour. It has hit him high. Umpires let that ball play on there. Trying to push that one forward there is Dom Booth. Dom Booth managed to get a hand pass out of it, but wrapped up there quickly by some players. Collis again just trying to find some space here. Waratah doing what they can to get it out of this dangerous zone. Finds the hands of O'Sullivan. O'Sullivan with a beautiful hand pass over the top to Booth. Booth looking to push this one forward, and he does. It's Kirby. Kirby just hasn't picked it up as cleanly as he would have liked there. Does dispose of it under pressure. That's high. Again, just played on. Pushed that one a bit of a dummy there. Beautifully done by Will Clark, and it's taken lovely there by Carlin. Carlin looks for a centering kick, and it might work for them. They do have Karanua on the wing, but he might opt for a centering kick, which he does, but it's chopped off just like that by their Nightcliff defender in Ben Vile. Ben Vile pushes that one into a bit of space on the opposite wing. Just looking for option here, Edwards is. It's got a few down, but it might come under pressure there from Waratah, which it does. Tackled beautifully there. Umpire says, yep, you can have that. No, unfortunately, be turned over. Pushed into space there for Nightcliff, looking to find a player. Looks like a 3-on-1 contest there. He's got to do his best to keep this one into play, Paris. But, unfortunately, boundary line beat him to it, so that will be a boundary throw-in. Yeah, well defended then. He just waited for him to pick the ball up and then pushed him over the boundary line. If he'd have done it any earlier, he was going to be pinged. Yep. But he just took his time and defended it really well. A few dark clouds starting to come over TIO Stadium. We'll have a look at the weather in a few minutes. Kirby does well in the ruck contest, but it finds the hands of Brodie Philo. Philo with the beautiful kick in there. Might need a soccer, but just goes out on the full there and will be another boundary throw-in. So high contest game as you would have expected early on. Just past the 10-minute mark here of the first quarter. So high ball. As it's pushed forward there, might be turned over quickly, and it is by Zach Moody. Moody pushes that one into space. Look like Ben Vile. Oh, it's few flyers there, no hands to it. It's Carroll that's working hard to get it into space. Does well to get it on the boot there. It goes high. Set up there for someone to take a mark. It spills the mark, but doing what he can. Might have been called, yes. So it'll be an advantage paid there. Brodie Philo, clean mark, looking to push that one forward again. Looks like it's in the hands there of Nightcliff, trying to get that one right into their offensive zone. It's marked beautifully by Grundy. Grundy kicks that one in, looking for his player, but there's about 3 red and white jumpers in front of that there. It is touched beautifully off the ball by Waratah, but has gone back in the favour. It's a great tackle by Nathan Brown. He's wrapped up Carlin, but free has been paid Waratah's way. He opts for a switch here down to the grandstand wing, looking for options to push forward. It's a booming kick. It's high. Just about who can get hands to it first. It's pushed down off the play. Socket off the deck, looking to get it into centering space there. Goes through the legs there of Alex Pulling. and gets turned over just like that by Nightcliff. It is a contest there. They've got to get hands to it first. Just a soccer, and it looks, it's just gone through for a behind again for Nightcliff. So that's 3 behinds.
So just trying to get a little bit more time on the ball than the Tigers are at the moment, but the Waratah zone defence is outstanding.
Yeah, they're working very hard. You can see they're up at every fly mark. They're not giving Nightcliff any chance to score here. So that one's just gone out over the boundary and will be a throw-in. Just the Rucks making themselves present here. We've got Roger Morris taking on Arnold Kirby in the ruck tonight. Morris to his hands to it first, only just, and it's turned over quickly there by Nightcliff. It's a running, bouncing ball, managed to get a hand to it. It's putting Nathan Brown under pressure there against Munkara. Munkara there goes for a soccer, hoping to get some space. It'll be a foot race to it, but it's picked up nicely. It may have been high, I believe it was, so it'll be a free to Waratah. Just a centering kick there again. Finds the hands of Cassidy. Cassidy pushes that one forward through to Carlin. Carlin with a hand pass. Goes for a chip, sharp kick in, but Nyhouse has it all wrapped up like Christmas and doesn't let it get past. The keeper says no. So goes for a kick in, and he's done well to find Nathan Brown within all that pack. Trying to get it to Philo. Philo gets a hand to it. He will put Eilert under space, but we watch Eilert do this all day. Gets a clearing kick, but just like that, turned over by Waratah. However, spilt the mark, and it will be, looks like out on the full. It's unfortunate there. Jack Norman did well to try and keep control of that footy, but has gone out on the full, and will be another kick through the hands of O'Dwyer. O'Dwyer, a booming kick into the centre. Nearly a one-handed mark from Carlin. Carlin's having a field day in the opening 13 minutes of this game, but again, trusted source through Nyhouse. Let's turn that over quickly. Nightcliff working overtime down here. They just need to convert this onto the scoreboard. Looks coming through again. It's picked up beautifully again by Carlin. O'Sullivan over to Collis. Looks like Carlin's involved again. Picked up beautifully there. Looks like Will Clark putting that one and switching that one for a wing. He finds Kirby. Kirby pushes that one centering kick. Great vision.
Great ball. Great
vision to find Cassidy there. And Cassidy drops that one beautifully on a platter for Brodie Carroll. Carroll's got a few players down in the square if he needs them. He looks like he might be going back for this one.
That was a fabulous bit of play by Waratah. They took that out of the back line pretty easily, and a lovely shot across there by the big guy, and found the open man in the middle. Here we are for a shot at goal now.
So we'll see what Carroll can muster up here. It's just Waratah's 1 goal to Nightcliff's 4 behind. So just a 2-point margin in it so far. It's a big kick. It's just about whether it'll make it. It's drifted off to the side, but there's 2 players lurking there, Magro being one of them, but it's just dusted up there beautifully by the Nightcliff defenders. Pushes into space, but it's dangerous space there, and a boundary line might beat the players to it, which it has. So just having a look here whether or not that might be a free.
Yeah, I think you got him for chopping the arms. Yeah, you got him for the arm chop. And the umpire called that straight away, so even before we went over the boundary, he called that one. So good decision by the umpire there.
So we'll have a kick in here. He's placed it well. Just needs players to get to it first, doing what they can. But again, Nightcliff in this defensive zone working overtime. Cooper Darms may have put his fellow player in, Norman, under pressure, but does well to clean that one up. Darms, hand passes again. It's a short chip kick. It does well, but spills a little bit there through the arms of Eilert. Beautifully done there, and looking for a player was Moody, and it's a beautiful kick into the forward, but again, defended so well there, and it might be a free, which it is. So defenders pulling frees. Don't see it very often, but Waratah doing their, playing this game well. Scotty Carlin, who's been influential here, has possession again, pushes that one forward, trying to find Alex pulling, but it's chopped off before he can get to it by Twycross. Twycross does a kick across the face there to his fellow player.
Something off the ball there as well.
So it looks
whistle went really early for the umpire, and he's seen something off the ball.
So it'll be 50 there for Roger Morris. So not sure what the play was, but 50 has been found.
And the Tigers are ranked second in the league for 50s gained this season. So they've been pretty good at picking those up, and didn't see what that was for, but the umpire was straight onto it.
Yep. No, really good umpiring here. So Roger Morris looking to get the Tigers in this game with a major. Kicks that one high, and it might drift off, and it has. His inaccuracies might really put them in a bit of a rough position, the Tigers. So we'll see what they can do. Just about to enter the 17-minute mark here of the first quarter, and it'll be O'Dwyer again. And he's got a few options here on the wing if he looks for a switch. So we'll see what he's opting for here. Goes for a huge booming kick into the centre wing. Bounces, lots of yellow and black Guernseys. Beautifully picked up there by Kennedy. Kennedy with a hand pass out. Philo doing what he can to get that one picked up and into space. It's going to put his fellow player under pressure. Defended well there by Waratah. Waratah kicked that one across the face of goal. It's going to go out on the full. It's absolutely gone out on the full.
So 17.5-minute mark of the first quarter. There's one for the coaching manual.
Yeah. Kicking
across the face of goals. That out of bounds on the full.
Yeah, it's dangerous.
And, it wasn't a smart move, I wouldn't have thought.
No. So, and they've just done a chip kick in, and it's found the hands of Cameron Eilert, absolute goat of this Northern Territory Football League for many, many years.
Yeah, saying he was born here in 85, I don't think that's right. I think
it can't be right. That can't be right, Danksy.
That would mean no. Don't worry about it.
It can't be right. So here we go. We know, I think we discussed this last week, Danksy, but this is the one they practice at training all the time. It looked good. He's clapping already. And the umpire says, yes, sir, that's yours, Mr. Eilert. And that gets him on the board just like that. So Nightcliff 1-5-11 to Waratah's 1 goal, just the 1 goal so far. So good start to the game there for both sides. And really, Nightcliff in the lead at the moment, but a few inaccuracies early.
Yeah, all the confidence in the world. He's done this about 4,500 times on this ground, let alone of all the other grounds that he's played on. He took his time and just popped it over the goal umpire's head, which he's done all year round. And as I said, he's been playing forever up here in the top end.
That's it.
I was hoping tonight was going to be a close game, especially after the one we've just watched before this one. But I did not expect 1 goal each in the first quarter. I actually expected at least 2 or 3 or 4 to these sides are pretty high-scoring sides. Waratah do move the ball pretty well by hand, which they've done a couple of times. But it's been played between the 50s. There's just no one really giving them the opportunity. And that's really because of both great defences.
I was just going to say, I completely agree with you, Danksy. Their defensive pressure in both zones is impeccable. They're just shutting this ball off and working hard to do so. So, we've just got something happening here down at the Muckalong centre end of the field. So we'll just have a look, just a few umpires having a discussion. Yeah,
Stanley Cox just walked up to the main field umpire and said something to him, and then the whole thing stopped for a minute. So I don't know what happened there, but it's something that's happened with the ball. We're back into it now, though.
I know,
and he's got a free. So something's happened off the ball, maybe. I don't think they've had a warning, so it's not for that.
No. So huge kick in from the boot of Stanley Cox there. Sets him up well, but it looks like Collis will get their first chip kick straight to the hands of Cassidy. Bit of a spilt mark there, so it'll be swept up there by Paris from Nightcliff. It goes high. They just need to get under it. He's a push in the back.
Yeah.
Yes. Unfortunate too, because I think he was already moving out of space, so just like that it gets turned over. So
who be umpire?
Yes, who? Me. So it'll be turned over really quickly there and gives Waratah a chance here to strike back through the boot of Tom Spence. Puts it into space. Kirby there doing what he can to get an arm to it, but will go out on the bounce.
We're in time on here in the first quarter with 1 goal each scored this quarter. I don't think it'll go very long, probably another minute or so, if not a little bit less than that. But going to be interesting second quarter.
Yeah, very much so. So there's been a high pressure game already, so it'll be interesting to see. It'll be who has the, best stamina or the strongest legs, I think, by the end of this one, if it stays this close, Nick.
Yeah, and looking at the weather, I still think that rain might come across.
It is looking gloomy out there. It's beautiful. But just like that, we've got still great game underway here. Cooper Darms attempts to have a mark, and it just beats the boundary line. So it'll be another ball in here. So just getting this one sorted and a reset
Looking at the weather map, I think it's raining pretty heavily at Gazales at the moment for the Palmerston Point game, so I'll have a look at that in the second quarter.
Oh, that's good. We've got a really secure commentary box out there. Those poor guys. But done well there off the deck from Kirby. It'll be a race here to see who can get control early, and it's Nyhouse that wraps him up, and that ball is over the line, so it'll be another ball in.
A secure commentary box. I sat on the boundary line last time I was there. I must have missed the commentary box.
No, the word commentary box is very generous. Let's go with commentary marquee and trestle.
That's it. That's where I was, with the fan that makes more noise.
This is a beautiful angle here, Nick. You can see these clouds coming in and this Darwin storm that's about to roll in here. So the ball coming up. No clean hands to it, but Philo does Philo things and gets a boot to that one there. His forward line's placed well, but he just spills the mark, and God, it's turned over quickly there through Humphreys. Humphreys pushes, the stunning mark from Philo. That'll get the crowd up and about. So looking for options here, pushes that one through on the left. Just needs to create some space and a clean mark. No one clear to it. Nightcliff sweeping that one up, and beautifully done there through the hands of Nyhouse, and will just be pushed right back into the hands. Oh, no, it's cut off beautifully by Cassidy, giving this Waratah side another chance. Oh, he might be pinged there. And it is that's what happens. So it'll be turned over quickly there through Randall. Randall does find Philo on the wing. Beautifully marked there by Darms. Darms here just looking for a few options and what he can do in these final couple of minutes of this opening term of football. Goes high. It's a pack of people there. It's running into space there. It looks good. It's Randall with a little dribble in.
Ooh.
And he's stopped it.
Michael Randall needed to get that one. He had two guys run alongside of him.
Yes, he did.
One of them had to take the shot, but he certainly probably could have gone in a little bit closer and made certainty, but he's put it through.
Yeah, and if you watch it back, it's almost like a replay of what happened earlier, where the switch of play happened so fast, there was no one there to even stop him from doing it. So you watch this ball trickle over here. 1, 2, 3 options. Randall just does beautifully to get that one in and bounces beautifully into space.
Yeah, absolutely. That's the downside of the zone defence, is if they do get over the top and behind you, they're gone, and both sides are playing zone pretty well, but both have been hit by that. So 2 goals, 5-17 to the Tigers, to 1 solitary goal to Waratah, but they've looked better than that. This game is going to be close all night, you would think.
Oh, 100%. So ruck contest here. Ball goes up. Kirby gets a beautiful fist to it, but it finds Eilert from the Tigers. Just tackled off the ball there. Looks like Cassidy's got a fist to it. Arnold pushes that one in, and it's marked spectacularly there. It looks like Toby Hutt's managed to get that one, and he'll have a shot at goal here just as we enter the 24th minute mark of the first quarter.
Yeah, throwing Kirby into the ruck there and getting him to take control in the middle is what Waratahs need to do, because he is pretty dominant when he goes into the centre there.
Yeah, we saw that work today for Tiwi against Wanderers, where Carlson Cantilla was just taking the ball and playing on with it.
Yeah.
So we know how successful that is, and it looks like a good kick.
Something's hit the post, and the umpire's hit the ball in.
So just like that, it'll just be turned over there by Nightcliff. Nightcliff playing on quickly here. Again, looking for a centering kick. Well marked, but just spilt there by Eilert. Turned over quickly there by Waratah. Looking for options there. He's found what looks to be Clark on the wing. Clark boosts that one high, and it's just going to go through for a behind.
Eilert got a little bit of a knock there when he went for that one. He's just jogging off now. He seems to be okay. He just must know close to quarter time. I'll just come off now.
Yep. So Nathan Brown will have the job of kicking this one here back into play. Got a lot of players flooding towards the grandstand wing. Just about who can get there. Nyhouse with a stunning grab. So he's got players pushing, trying to create some options here for him. It looks like a sea of yellow and black out there at the moment. Yeah. So just pushes that one in, flies high, goes over the top there. Free has been found. It might be a push, a play on has been said. Picked up nicely there by Cassidy. Cooper Darms begging for it not to be a 50. Yeah, he said it was an accident, I'm sorry.
Yeah, the umpire was nice in there because you could see it was an accident. He wasn't blaming the ball.
No, so just a bit of a scurry there to try and get it clear. Clark with the over-the-head handball to Carroll, but Carroll there just gets pushed off it by Nyhouse. So trying to get clear possession here. Nyhouse might get to it first. It's a bit of a tug-of-war between him and Clark. Nyhouse still in there. It's taken nicely there by Bernulis. Bernulis just pushed off at Kirby there as well. Umpire has called that one.
We haven't lost the ball tonight. They haven't gone over the fence, and we've got 3 goals in the quarter. We're now up to the nearly 26 and a half minute mark. I think our timekeepers may have just enjoying the game of footy. Enjoying the game of footy.
There's no way.
Cam Island went straight to the change room too. I think he's got a smack on the nose is what did him, so he's got down to the change room.
In this weather, beautiful composure from Kirby with a one-handed grab. Chips that one back in. It's a high ball. It's a 3-on-1. What a stunning take there by Jay Moody. Passes it on quickly. Wants to play on quickly this Nightcliff side. Opts for a switch kick to the opposite grandstand wing. Looks like he's found Bailey Edwards. Edwards here with a few options. He goes for a drilling kick into the mid there and finds Cooper Darms, and there it is. That's a siren there for the first quarter here at TIO Stadium.
Yeah, 27 minutes. It's quarter time. 2 goals 5, Nightcliff Tigers 17, leading Waratah 1 goal 2-8, so a 9-point lead. We'll be back after this short break.
Kazali's Palmerston Club. Come and check out our cafe, open 7 days a week. Our kids club is open Wednesday to Sunday nights, including weekend lunchtime. Enjoy hot meals with nightly specials at the bistro or cold drinks at the sports bar. Feeling lucky? Have a go at the latest machines in our gaming lounge or grab your mates for a round of pool. Family gatherings or casual meetings, we have something for everyone. Kazali's Palmerston Club, making a difference.
Love exploring the territory? If you do, it's good to know that with TIO Comprehensive Car Insurance, if you have an accident covered by your policy, we're here to help with the reasonable costs of towing, as well as your additional emergency accommodation and travelling costs. So get out there and explore. Get a quote today. TIO, we're for Territorians.
And a bit of constructive talk. I know it's hard, we've been all from the same footy club, but we've come together for this. Show that passion in the MT Guernsey, get in their face.
underway here at TIO Stadium in Darwin.
Played their hearts out, and obviously it's not what we play 6-6-6 and 7 on the bench, so it's a little bit different. But you know what, we can't ask for anything more. The girls put their bodies on the line, and they went in and they went hard, and you know, some of it was unrewarded, but that's footy.
Welcome back. We're here for round 9 action of the 23-24 TIO NTFL Men's Premier League competition. This afternoon, Nightcliff Tigers taking on Waratah. Quarter time, the Tigers lead by 9 points, but Tara, both sides had their moments in that first quarter, highlighted by strong defence by both clubs.
Oh, phenomenal defence by both clubs there, Nick. The defensive pressure show by both sides in that opening term was phenomenal. There were a few standouts there, but obviously Ryan Nyhouse, who you back in all day as a defender for Nightcliff there, was just turning them over as easy as. So both sides there with phenomenal performances. So it'll be interesting. I think that's what whoever gives in first in that space is what's going to make tonight's game.
Absolutely. Both playing zone defences, both have been caught out once with the ball over the top. Rather than man-on-man, it'll be interesting to see which coach pulls the trigger first and goes back to man-on-man, but at the moment, you'd have to stick with this. A couple other games this round over in Tiwi Islands. Today, you called that one. The Bombers defeated the Wanderers by 73 points, so a big win for Tiwi at home.
Yeah.
Ladder leader St Mary's, big winners over their arch rivals. Darwin Buffaloes did not see this one coming. 112 points. And at Ghazali's Arena right now at half-time, Pioneer leading Palmerston by 53 points. All that means with Southern District having the bye, whoever wins this game tonight will go outright second.
Massive. So it's either about whether Waratah wants to keep it or Nightcliff will move up into that second place position. And just like that, Eilert working magic in the centre, pushes that one forward there, looking for options right on the paint of the 50. Just gets pushed off there. Will Clark was first to it. Just put under pressure there by Tanner. Just doing what they can to get this one into some space there. Waratah using their hands well to get this one out of the pressure zone. Running that one forward there, looking for an option in the forward. It'll go into some space and be a foot race there. Magro might be first to it, which he is. Just pushed onto the deck there, looking to try and get that one clear, but he's been wrapped up and the tackle's been paid. So that one will be Nightcliff there with an opportunity through the boot of Lewis Rinaldi. Again, Waratah doing a good job here to minimise available options. High flyers, that one's put on the fist forward. Picked up there by doing what he can. Mankara manages to break away into some space. Boost that one forward. Beautiful mark. That is done very well there and marked wonderfully by Tyson McKenzie. McKenzie pushes it forward and it's marked just like that. Beautifully marked by Norton in defence for Nightcliff.
Yeah, Tom Alusis fell over then, heading back. That just gave the Tigers player just that half a step is all he needed to defend that one.
That's it. So they opt for a straight down the grandstand wing again. It seems to be the preferred side here. Just punched out over the line there by Collis. So it'll be a boundary throw in. So we'll see what the setup here is. Few options here. Looks like Mankara is unmarked at the moment. They've got a few unmarked players in this pack. Interesting choice. Picked up there but wrapped up quickly. And it will be a umpire's ball up again.
There's a couple of Waratah players around that ball than there is the Tigers players at the moment for the ruck. And maybe they've just given up on the ruck here and going to just try and pinch it from around the edges.
Yes, so you can see they're wrapping it up quickly and you can see that Eilert's just been wrapped up there again. So another ball up.
Islet's had his nose straightened after before. He went down to the change rooms at the end of the first quarter, and
yes.
He's back to his normal self.
Ball up again. That's it. That's what we were thinking was going to happen with the loose player in Munkara. Just gets wrapped up there by Darms and gets kicked right out onto the full. And some lucky spectator will be lucky enough to have to retrieve that one before we get back underway here. So it'll be another... Might be a free kick. Oh, no, bless. The water carrier's going to... We followed the camera up into the stands.
One of the runners went and got it.
That's good. You just get every second of the action here from TIO Stadium. So it'll be a kick in here. Beautiful kick there by Moody. Goes into a pack. No clear mark or possession, but it's Collis who's come out of there shiny clean with a beautiful kick. Put on the boot nicely there by pulling. Flies high, and it looks like a spill, but it might be high. I'm not sure. No.
I think both umpires looked at each other then, and both were blindsided, but it definitely got him high as he went over.
It did, yeah. Unfortunate for Magro there, but was sheltered by players either side of him.
Yeah, he came in really quickly. I don't think they saw what he got, but which he does have some pace.
Ball goes up again. No clear winner from the ruck contest out of the ball up. Cameron Islet trying to get a boot to it, does nothing, finds fresh air, again wrapped up quickly, and it will be another ball up. I think umpires working overtime in the opening 3.5 minutes of this first quarter just to try and get some space here. One of the teams needs to get some control. Good ruck hit out there, and it's picked up quickly by Islet, but just as quickly as he's got it is as quickly as he's wrapped up.
Yeah, they haven't given him any room tonight. A couple of times he's broken away, but most times he's had someone straight on his back as soon as he's touched the ball.
But I think it's smart from Waratah because we know how dangerous Islet is. So there's a free being found, and it'll be turned over there into the hands of Toby Hutt.
It shouldn't happen, but after 4 or 5 balls up in a row, somehow a free kick always gets picked out of the pack.
It's found somewhere. I think it probably stems a bit of frustration of getting it wrapped up and someone just trying to clear it out of the pack. So just like that, it's turned over, and it gives Waratah the opportunity here to try and get on the board here and level themselves up with this gnarly Tigers side. Toby Hutt kicking a few metres beyond the paint. Beautiful right boot, booming kick. It might go... just touched across the line there too. Good kick. I actually thought it might go through for a behind, but it was just touched on the line there.
Unbelievable. That wind changed direction while he was running in. I was watching the flags and they actually turned around. So there's a Nightcliff supporter out there somewhere.
Yes. So Islet with the job to kick it out, kicked it to Darms, but got the ball returned to him. So they've opted for another switch here to go down the opposite grandstand wing. Again, look at how good Waratah are wrapping up these options for them. They're keeping them within this zone. All the players they've got are on either side of him through Darms. So he might push that one through, but in front is Waratah. It's just luckily for the Tigers gone over the top of him.
There's 9 Waratah players in the Nightcliff forward 50 compared to 5 Tigers players in defence. So they're really pushing hard forward, Waratah are. But, of course, that can be dangerous if they get out over the back like they did then.
We've seen that happen, and we saw it go over the top of both players, both sides in the first quarter. Kirby does well to get his hands to that one there. Beautiful hand pass and done really beautifully. Great footy, and it's put on the boot and pushed forward.
Just missed it.
Just for a behind. So... another behind there, and it's kind of we're now level on the behind game, and the scoring shots just differential by 1. So got some options here on the grandstand wing. Waratah doing good to keep this contest tight and minimise available options. He goes for a booming kick, looking to find options. A few flyers, but right over the top it's Stanley Cox putting in the bodywork there, but it's picked up nicely. There's 3 Tigers players in space. Cox has the opportunity here to run with it. He boots it high, lets it float in. There just needs to be a mark. Great defensive pressure by O'Dwyer, and it's picked up beautifully by Tom Spence, who opts for immediate switch, looking for Munkara, but he's tripped. No...
yeah, he got the free.
He did get the free there. So, look, no ill intent there. They just both went for the footy and the feet got tangled, but it'll be Munkara that wins out of that.
Great defence by Waratah then. It was 5-on-2 at one stage because of that break over the top, and they managed to keep that one in.
Exactly right. So, ball will go back. He may have played on and not been on his line, so umpire just straightening him up there. So another kick there. Looks like he's found O'Dwyer. O'Dwyer looks for a complete switch to the opposite grandstand wing. Now he's got players flooding to that side of the oval there to try and create a pathway here into that forward 50. Kick nicely there. Beautiful mark taken by Will Clark. Will Clark again looking for options, but the pressure applied by both sides tonight is incredible. Looks like Waratah pushing that one forward again, but it's chopped off by the Nightcliff player in Cox, pulling under pressure, and just like that, Nightcliff have turned this over. Beautifully done there, doing what he can to remain in control. Pushes that one forward. Floating kick. Oh, he's marking the defensive pressure through O'Dwyer. Manages just, unfortunately, he's given away a free there with a chop over the top, I think, Nick.
Yeah, I don't think he had much choice there. It was a clear mark. He was going to take it, and he's just a professional foul.
So it'll be Paris lining up for a goal here. Wynn doing him absolutely no favours.
Yeah, he's going to have to aim for the right-hand post here, because this breeze is swirling around now. We'll do that.
Or switch it straight over to Philo. Philo with a kick there. It's floating to the right, and it'll go out on the full. So that's exactly what you said was going to happen next.
Yeah, he aimed it for the right-hand post, but not the point post. He should have gone for it was always going to get pushed right. I'm watching this breeze. It's swirling from basically across the ground now. It's turned from pointing down to the airport end to this end, and that will keep that storm away from here for a little bit longer, which is a bit of a benefit, but it's be pretty big over Palmerston, you would think, at the moment.
Yeah, big time.
32 degrees here in Darwin at the moment, a beautiful night, and hopefully that storm stays away.
So we're just getting back into play here. Perhaps a free has been found there by way of Stanley Cox, who brilliant performance against Southern Districts last week. Pushes that one forward. Has a few flyers, but no one gets a hand to it. Will go out on the boundary and be a ball in.
9th minute mark of the second quarter. 2 goals, 5-17 to the Tigers. Waratah 1 goal 4. So 7-point lead at the moment coming into the 9-minute mark of it, the second quarter.
So you can see there'll be a reset here and an opportunity for score shot here, but something's been called off the play. Just having a look. Might be another umpire's ball. Yeah, it'll be another throw in. Ball goes back in. Cox does well to get a fist to it. Picked up there cleanly by Waratah. It'll be Kirby with a hand pass under pressure over the top, and Collis with the opportunity for the clearing kick, and he does well, finding the hands of pulling here, waiting for his fellow red and whites to push forward. They have got O'Dwyer here on the grandstand wing, which may be the option. Yes, it is. Few options there pushing up. Will Clark as well as Waratah. Just dummies the take, and he's put under pressure there by Bailey Edwards, but Waratah might keep control here, but a free has been found, and Waratah does himself well out of that contest and will give the option back to Waratah to push forward. So it's Jack O'Sullivan here looking for a few options that he's got in the centre, but he knows he wants to push this ball forward. Goes for a high drop kick, few players fly. No clear control out of that. Mark Spilt doing what they can to get a ball to it. Might have been a throw. He did what he could to get another fist to it, but just turned over like that by Nightcliff. It's a quick play on there.
It is very hard to handball with one hump.
It really is. It really is. He did what he could. He put it in and then did it again. But unfortunately, the umpire said, not today, mate. So beautifully marked there by Norton. Norton just opts to put that one right back into the centre and finds the hands of Ben Vile. Just a chip kick over there. It's a clean mark taken, an opportunity for a reset, but it's dangerous because we had Tyson McKenzie lurking in space very closely there, but it'll be Ben Vile again with the job to try and get this one out of their defensive zone. Opts for a high floating kick. It's hit out of the pack early by Kirby. Collis was hit hard and is down, but Waratah keep pushing on and doing what they can to get this one over the line, and has just gone through for a behind. So just looking here, if you keep his eye on him, Nick Collis was down for a bit, but it looks like he's back up now.
And Tyson McKenzie did well before in that short pass, because he could have cleaned the Tiger player up there and decided to do the right thing. He'd already marked it, but geez, he could have gone straight through him.
Very much so. So Norton's played this little gatekeeper role here all night in that position and has done well to find a player in space in Norman. Norman goes centering back, and we've seen this in the opening couple of minutes of this term. Waratah giving them no options. They're trying to find a break for space and kick it into some open air, and just like that, Waratah turn that one over. They can thank Jack Gleeson for that one. So Gleeson here pushing options forward. Collis is there. It's a 3-on-1, and it is fisted out into space. Doing what they can to get clear control of the footy. The umpire might come in and say a few words here, and he does. He's paid a tackle. So just a bit of back and forth here. As you can imagine, it's a high contest game, just one goal in it. Ball goes high. Trusted Nathan Brown there. Takes a beautiful mark. Players now flooding to the grandstand wing. Beautiful mark taken there by Rinaldi. Rinaldi looking for options again. He's floated it high. It's in a dangerous zone near the boundary, and the boundary will eat that one up.
It was the right thought then. Tigers had 3 versus 1, but he just pushed it just a little bit like, and luckily it was touched before it went over the boundary line, but it was the right idea to go down the line there.
Yeah, no, definitely had the players in it to advantage, and it has pushed them further up the field and closer to their offensive zone in their forward 50, so we'll see how this works out. We still have the one loose player around the football here, Waratah, so we'll see what happens. Hit out beautifully by Kirby, but turned over just like that by Kennedy. It's kicked into space, picked up nicely by Humphreys. Humphreys kicks it into open space. It'll be a foot race. Nyhouse trying to do what he can to get there, and does he get there? Yes, he does. Just a chip kick trying to centre that one and slow this play down. It's taken well there by Petrus Politis. Politis pushes that one forward again. 2 players in space here. Nightcliff making this look easy. Bailey Edwards opts for a centering kick, looks for a flyer, and O'Dwyer working overtime down there for the red and white. Spoils that one. It's turned over quickly there. Looks like Bailey Edwards ran through. Turned over, looking to find Eilert off a hand pass. Eilert puts that one on the boot. It's swift, and it's
hit the post.
Hit the post.
That post's been hit twice now, and this game's going to have to change shortly, though, because 2 goals, 6, is it? To 1 goal, 5, and the wet weather is definitely coming, so we wouldn't be surprised if this turns into a wet weather footy in the second half.
Very much so.
And this kicking along the back line, and then what they're doing in both sides at the moment isn't good for wet weather footy, so it'll be interesting to see what happens.
Any thoughts off the bat about who's probably better posed in the wet, Nick?
I think Nightcliff play on that swimming pool of theirs a few times. Yeah. They're pretty used to that ground.
That's spoken from experience, isn't it, Nick?
Yeah, Gard's Abel's pretty good. It drains pretty well, but Nightcliff, the Olympic pool in the middle of the ground sort of changes it.
That's it. The trust finds the trusted hands here on the interchange here for Waratah through Carlin. Carlin pushes that one in. It's a 2-on-1 contest, and not the way Waratah would like. It's picked up cleanly. Boundary line might get there, and it does. So it'll be another ball in.
It's one of those stats I might start keeping as we come into the wet season, how sides go on a wet day, because
it's
of course,
a big stat.
Yeah, grand final day isn't usually wet, but the couple leading up to it can be. So it's certainly a stat we'll keep an eye on this year.
Yeah, definitely. So the ball goes up here. Good ball in. Just a bit of a shift change in the ruck there. You can see Toby Hutt coming in for Waratah. Nice clean hands from Nightcliff straight off the bat, but it's smothered by Kieran Ewer quickly there, but Nightcliff managing to recover. Collis doing what he can, absolute workhorse for this side, and finds his co-workhorse in Carroll in a little bit of space. If he gets his right for Magro, which he doesn't, just spills. Makara there with an option, but maybe a throw, unfortunately. So it'll be turned over just like that. Brody Philo in some space, takes a bounce. He's on the run, and he's on the tackle down. Makara just a second or a split second behind there, but works out well for Waratah anyway, because it's turned over by Jordan Humphreys. Humphreys finds his co-teammate there in Cassidy. Cassidy with space and a lot of it, manages to drive this one into the forward line there. It might trickle over if someone can get a foot to it, but just tapped and hit the post. So good defensive work there from Ben Vile.
So who's watching out for the Lightning today, Tara? Because I've just seen a couple in the far distance. So they're not big ones, but it's certainly around, of course.
It is. So we obviously have our match managers around tonight, and they make sure that they watch the protocols to keep everyone nice and safe. So as soon as if we get a notification, we'll see what happens. So again, through the hands there of Norton, who's just played in that one little pocket all up. He is their absolute key to get out of their defensive zone, and he's done it in the back, straight back to Nyhouse again, and that is dangerous with Magro. And
he got a 50.
That's unfortunate for Magro, because it did look like he was going to play on. So.
Absolutely. He thought he was going to drop that. Jaden's had a bit of a dark night tonight. He just can't win one at the moment.
Yeah, he is actually. But that's what's scary, is when that switch flips.
Yeah.
So what will happen here, and you can't just forget about the intelligence and the education that Nyhouse has around the football either. He's an educated football player and he knows his rules, so it's good to see. So Darms kicks that one into a bit of space there. It's a foot race for Petros Politis to try and get a boot to it, but he does, and it's phenomenal, but it's marked on the line.
No, it's goal umpire's called that one as a point.
Yeah, so it's just gone behind. Unfortunate there because it was a great kick off the boot from Petros Politis. So Collis here doing the defensive work for Waratah. Just a shift there has been O'Dwyer for the last 2 quarters. So Collis, booming kick in the opposite grandstand wing there, chopped off just like that by Nightcliff, but boundary line will beat Brodie Carroll to it.
As I was saying before, Jaden Magros had a dark night, but you can see him coming out in the second quarter and kicking 3 or 4 and taking over the game.
I'd be shaking in my boots.
Yeah, yeah, he's got close to a couple. He just hasn't had him bounce his way. That won't happen all night.
No, so we'll see what happens here because we know that he can channel that to work well for him. So ball goes just a little bit out of space here. Carroll doing what he can to try and get this one cleared, which he does. It's a 2-on-1 contest. The boundary line's lurking. It might be held and it might be a free, which it has gone by the look of it Nightcliff's way, and that'll be Nyhouse again with the option to get this one pushed out of their defensive zones. Finds the trusted hands of Brodie Philo with a short, sharp, drilling kick, and it's marked spectacularly there by, looks like Bailey Edwards. Bailey does well just to get that floated into their forward line. Just got to do a bit of work here, but might be a free again by the look of it.
Yeah, just took his legs out from underneath him as he was going backwards there. The umpire saw that. He did make sure the umpire saw it, but he definitely took his legs out from him.
So that'll be Cox here. Petros Politis saying, I'll go with you, mate. Pops that one on the right boot. It's a high floater. Eyelet there. It's a sea of red. Munkara worked his way back to be right a part of this contest. Munkara again, he's got space, and he's got a lot of space. Munkara, I reckon this is his 3rd bounce. He loses control. He's trying to pick it up. He's got to move fast. Bang, pops up one, drops it into the centre. It's a sea of yellow and black. So it's just punched out there, and Cooper Darms will do the best to do the clean up there, which he does. Finds a little bit of space and finds Twycross. Twycross pushes that one forward, finds Norman. Norman into the hands of Philo, pushed back. Mark, beautiful by Eyelet. Eyelet, cheeky little step, puts it on the left boot, but looks like Waratah were there first. Managed to get a snap around, and it'll go across, and just for a behind there. Umpire Shannon Jackson saying, nope, just a behind. So just again, is there a goal this quarter?
But by midweek, of course, Munkara's going to be 7 bounces down the week. You know that. By the time he gets there midweek, he'll have taken 7 bounces there.
Sweet niblets. So Waratah working fast. This is a hard game of football for both of these sides. There's been no rest for the wicked so far. Does well to get involved there. Nathan Brown picked up beautifully there by Moody. Back to Brown. Little chip over the top, but it's cut off nicely there by Will Clark.
I'm betting this won't be a 28-minute quarter.
No, I'm going to back you in on that one there because we've just gone into overtime as well. So doing what they can to get this ball pushed forward and into the right space. But Petros Politis does well to hand pass that one off the deck. Will Clark again just doing the clean up, doing what he can to get that one into space. It's picked up nicely there. Will Clark again with the football. Beautiful mark, but just spilt under pressure there, Toby Hutt. He's wrapped up there by Bailey Edwards, and it's turned over quickly, doing what he can to find some space. Look like Petros Politis. It's going to bounce there. It's just about who's going to get there first. Oh, close lightning. We might be getting into a little bit of dangerous territory here. Hand pass over the top by O'Dwyer. It's an absolute tug-of-war off the deck, and winner of that tug-of-war was Billy Henderson. It's a 2-on-1 there. Kerry Newer has a little bit of space to play with here, and if he's patient with it, they might be able to reset this Waratah side. Waratah pushing himself back, opts for the switch to the opposite grandstand wing again. Booming kick to try and find an option there, and it's well marked by Toby Hutt, who's pushed his way from the forward line back. Just need to get up there. Carroll, and he does. Again, a chip kick here. He's got to be fast because he puts him under pressure. Oh, I did think it was high, and it was. So it will be a free kick there to Tyson McKenzie. Had an absolute field day the last couple of weeks, McKenzie. So be interesting to see where he gets to. Kicked 2 goals last week. So we'll see what happens here.
8 points in the minute. It was at 9 points a quarter time. This to take it to 2 points going into half time, or very close to it. Let's see. That's gone wide for a point.
Just gone wide for a point. So we'll see what Nightcliff can do here with this turnover through the hands of Brodie Philo. It's a booming kick into some space. No clear control, but it's socket off the deck, and Waratah taking advantage of it early. Just pops that one high. It's a floater. No hands to it again. There it is. That's the siren there. Second quarter. What an absolute ripper of quarter. That was an absolute tug-of-war, wasn't it, Nick?
Absolutely. I don't think no goals scored in a half, but 2 goals 8, 20 to 1 goal 7, 13. So a 7-point lead at half time. It was 9 points at quarter time. So Waratah wins that quarter by 2 points without scoring a goal. We'll be back after this short break.
You are one of over 148,000 people living in an area at risk of being affected by a cyclone this wet season. In your cyclone kit, you'll need a battery-operated radio, a torch with spare batteries, enough food, and at least 10 litres of water per person to sustain you and your family for 72 hours or more. All important documentation such as passports, treasured photos, and insurance policies should be kept in a safe and waterproof place. Be prepared this wet season.
It's Scott again with the right boot. Just gone across the face. Ball in play. Cooper Darm's absolutely everywhere today. Opts for a check side kick and is happy with it.
Yes.
And just like that, Nightcliff go bang. Though an Eilert hands that one off to Zust. Zust pushes that one forward, trying to find an option forward. Adrian Scott lurking again. He does a 360, boots that one short, sharp, and it bounces. It looks good. Bit of a bounce. Still no clear possession. We've just takes one bounce there, pushes it forward. He's got his second bounce. It's looking beautiful. He opts for a chip kick in. He might go all the way.
And he does.
Just like that. That was stunning from Tristan Singh-Lippo. He picked up nicely there, however, turned over quickly by Swartz. Swartz at a running goal. He goes bang. And that's Southern Districts with another goal in a matter of minutes here at TIO Stadium. Is that one through forward there in Ryan. Ryan pushing forward, looking for options. It might be Waistcoat that runs onto it. He's under pressure, shrugs it off. A little check slide kick. And just like that, Southern Districts have hit the front. He's still out there.
Oh, yes.
I held my breath. Phenomenal. What a kick. Working forward, he's kicked it high. It's going to be dangerous to who can get under it. He's put his fellow forwards in danger, but it managed to find a boot through. Phenomenal. And that was through the boot there.
Brett Kennedy.
Beautifully done.
Out of his hands. Play on was the call as Nightcliff just trying to work it out wide to Zust, who hooks it round the corner and evades everyone down there.
Call me, he says. Call me.
Cody Zust.
It's just bounced, unfortunately, there for Tristan Singh-Lippo, but picked up nice through Emery. Put on the foot there, but doing his best to get that one and kicked forward. Just like that. The crowd's happy about it too. That was brilliant there from Brett Kennedy.
Ground level, Philo reads it beautifully and then drills the pass forward. Zust is off and running inside forward 50, kicks long towards goal. He's kicked another one. It's another Nightcliff goal to start the quarter, and he likes a celebration, Cody Zust. And Stanley kicks the ball straight down the centre corridor. Waistcoat dives in, couldn't take it, but Ross on his left foot again, if you don't mind, has banged through another one and Can they come back? Sing attack for District says, that's a shocking
ideal
kick. Yeah. As it comes out here to Jonathan Ross on the right foot this time. He swings it round through for a goal, and the kick across goal there.
In this space in the last 12 minutes, so I'd be nervous. They need to get a clearance and get it early, otherwise this might happen, and just like that, turned over.
Brander again, always a dangerous presence up forward, and Bill's out now. Maney runs onto it. He's under some pressure. He's going to get caught. This hand pass goes straight into the hands of Jackson Grundy and runs in and kicks the open goal.
Phenomenal. And umpire says that'll be a free. And there it is. That's a siren. Nightcliff hang on by the absolute skin of their teeth to be able to get this one over the line.
So we're here on a Friday night for our NAB AFL Auskick, where we run a girls only option, and the kids are pumped, ready to rock and roll and have some fun with the footage.
We signed our daughter up for Auskick because her big brother did Auskick last year and she just loves it. I thought signing her up for a girls only group would be a great chance for her to kind of be with some friends in a comfortable environment.
The thing about a girls only team that I think Zoe really enjoys is that she gets to run around with like-minded girls. They get distracted, they do cartwheels, they hold hands, they sing. It just makes it a bit more of a fun experience.
I like Auskick because I get to play with my sister. We love Auskick!
A number of parents have asked if their daughter has to be in your girls group, and they don't. There will be some girls that will naturally just gravitate to brothers or cousins and join the boys group and have just as much fun if it were to be single sex. So yeah, there's definitely options there every Friday night.
My girls just love interacting with the other girls here. They love kicking a footy, they love learning the skills, and they love the hot dog at the end. I love joining in with my girls. I actually can't help myself, and I love to see the skills not only of my kids but of the other kids in their girls only group really developing over the clinic.
Evie just loves playing the games, learning new things. She'll be doing it then for the rest of the weekend, doing her favourite kicks, telling us how many goals she kicked on Friday night.
The best thing about Auskick is that it's really fun. It's lots of fun for them.
Yeah!
Working around the St Mary's players, kicks it inside 50. Darcy Chergwin back there for St Mary's, drops the mark. Palmerston have a shot on goal, and you wouldn't believe it, Tash, but they've kicked the first goal of the game.
Yeah, good clearance as well, and the goal, I think, scored there by Adam Parry. You know, they're always saying St Mary's get the free kicks. That's an example. Good stat.
Cora flies, but can't take the mark, and it's Klusky again, just picks it up, puts it on the right. Gone through for a goal. Oh, Ted Castle in the 33.
Oh, what a pickup. What a goal. Now, so doing well, the big fella back there. Klusky dances around one, manages to get his boot to ball, and by himself was the St Mary's player, and that's Bertrand, and he kicks the goal. First goal of this quarter. Gwyn was running past, trying to get the hands. Lamp plays on now. They were asleep to it. Has a shot from just on 50, and he's drilled it, the captain. And just falling asleep there, the Maggies players. He loves to play on. Used his body well on the big full forward. Oh, Coralwood just took it too easily and has a snap, and he's taken it out of the ruck, and he's kicked his fourth. Just too easy there, too strong. Went about a metre. and then kicked forward there by Barnett, and underneath it all by himself was the Palmerston player, and the handball over the top. Patolo will play on and waltz in and kick his second goal of the game, and Palmerston finally have their fourth goal, and it's close to half time.
Going to send it inside 50. He's got Jackson at Calder, but the kick doesn't quite get to him. But Jack Lant picks it up, puts it on the boot and puts it through for another goal for St Mary's. He's regain momentum. Bodie Sauter tapping it out in front of him now inside 50. Little handball to Dylan Lant. Chucks it on the left, and that's another goal to St Mary's. Jack Lant, followed by his brother Dylan Lant. Everyone tries to pick up the ball, but just chucks the handball over the top for the runners. Corowa picks it up, a handball out wide to Kluski, turns around and kicks a beautiful goal. Jack Kluski for his first of the day. More importantly, the second highest for accuracy inside 50. So
here they go again.
Here they go again through Bo Tedcastle. Nice and easy. Puts it on the boot. I think that one has
snuck in. He has. Just waiting for the goal umpire. We're waiting. Finally. His defender on the chest was trying something different. It didn't work. Bennell stole it from the St Mary's player, running into the goals, and will kick it. Is Marika. So Denzel Marika, briefly for him, didn't have to break stride, and then puts it at the ankles of his brother. Corowa comes through like a front and centre, like a rover, and drills the goal and kicks his sixth. How's that for a big fellow? And also no talk by the Palmerston Magpies teammates to let him know he was hot, and here's Jack Lant, just kicked one less than a minute ago.
Kicks it from about 53 metres out.
That
is a goal. Jack Lant with the goal. Jackson Calder standing under it and puts the two hands up in the air. Husky running hard at it, but it misses everyone. Goes over the back to Jack Lant, puts it on the boot. He's kicked another goal for St Mary's, and they've gone over the 200 mark, 32-12, 204. So the final siren has gone. It is St Mary's who recorded a huge win over the Magpies. The final score, 33-12, 210 to the Magpies, 5-5-35.
Looking for a fun day out with your family or friends? Putt on over to Palmerston Mini Golf. With our beautifully landscaped course suitable for all ages, you'll have a blast playing mini golf here at Palmerston. We offer the perfect setting for kids' birthday parties, complete with special packages to make their day unforgettable. And if you're looking to have some fun with your mates, we have you covered too. Play during the day or under lights. We're open until 10 p.m.
And we'll see you around Palmerston Mini Golf.
Find us at the Palmerston Golf and Country Club.
And that's marked by pulling just outside the 50. He's got a player on the lead, Magro, and Magro out in front of Matty Campbell, takes the mark at full stretch. Kicked 7 a couple of weeks ago. He's online on this occasion as well. So the first goal of the game goes to Jaden Magro. So Kirby tried to grab that one out of the ruck, slipped through his fingers, and now there's another free kick. It's a Darwin free kick. Advantage is paid, and it's through for a goal. And I think that's Stafford, isn't it, that took the advantage there and picked up and snapped truly. Oh, this time he's missed by even more to the right. It's going to stay in play again as offhands Magro takes the ball, swings around on his left towards goal. I think he might have put that one through as well. He has. And a third goal for Tars, a third goal for Magro, and drives the ball away down towards half forward. Munkara there spilt the mark but recovered beautifully, and now drills a pass in forward, and Magro out in front once again. Campbell did just about as much as he could, I think, but Magro hands out in front and then took it on the second grab. So Just comes in over that line now and kicks it. Looks straight. It is straight through the middle, and that's a quick goal from Waratah in the opening seconds of this second quarter. Forward to Carlin. Carlin goes short looking for McKenzie. Got a hand to it, and now the hand pass comes back to him. He breaks past the tackle of Moroney. Kicks long towards goal, and he's just snuck it inside the right-hand goal post. That's a beautiful finish there, but differently, they haven't lined up very well for this one as Arnold hooks it back, and now Anchors runs onto the hand pass, kicks long towards goal. It's going to bounce in the goal square, and the open goal square, and bounces through for another Waratah goal, and Abe Anchors. He's got a leading player in Jared Stokes. He goes longer than that into the forward. Oh, a big leap from Stafford up early, but didn't affect anything at ground level. It's Spicer who swings it back on the left towards goal. I think he's got the early one for Darwin. He has, and just what they were looking for, Chris. Cara gets it off to Will Clark. Clark drills the ball in short. I think the sun might have been in the eyes of Toby Hutt there as he spilt the mark, but got the hand pass out. Booth now has a snap at goal, and he's got Tar's first goal of the quarter. Dom Booth on the end of a string of hand passes. Over the top, Hayden Brown takes it and kicks quickly into space. Matt Watkins runs onto it down there. He too kicks quickly down to full forward. Stafford's got two opponents down there as it's punched away from him. Oh, running through into the open goal, you would think. And it is. And that's a good goal. I think that might have been Lockie Hill, was it, down there? Pass inboard and follows up again, picks up and hand passes again. Yaron outside to Stewart, outside to Palmer. Palmer hooks it back on the right towards goal. It's going all the way. O'Sullivan's worked back, claims he's touched it, but he was back over the goal line, and Buffs are up and flying, Chris. Yep. 4 minutes in this final quarter. Carroll looking inboard, and as Carroll kicks inboard, the siren goes, and just the one goal for Tars in the final quarter. Darwin kicked two, but Tars were well disciplined, I think, and well drilled enough to just keep Buffs at bay, Chris.
Welcome back to AFL NT's coverage of the 23-24 TIO NTFL season from TIO Stadium in Darwin and Larrakia Country. Round 9 action of the Men's Premier League competition this evening. Nightcliff Tigers taking on Waratah. I'm Nick Danks and my commentary partner this evening, Tara Harris. Half-time, the Tigers leading now by 7 points. And Tara, you don't see it very often. No goals scored at all in the second quarter.
Not a single goal. I think it was just a matter of a few behinds there, narrowing the margin only slightly, to the point that I think you said Waratah won the second quarter because they kicked more behind.
Yep, 2 goals to 1 at half-time, which is a pretty good score in another sport.
Yes, yes.
Hopefully we get a few more goals. I can't see this game ending up at 5 or 6 goals each. Someone's going to go bang in this quarter. Magro's been too quiet for me. The forward line of Nightcliff has struggled against the zone defence of Waratah.
And you can see
something's got to happen.
There's been some changes here. We have Eilert moved out of the centre, put into the forward line as well, into that full forward position in the centre there. So we'll see how this goes. Looks even. Ruck tap there. Carlin attempting to get to it, but he's put under pressure by Edwards. Cooper Darms doing his best for the Nightcliff centres, but it managed to get just turned over just like that by Moody. Pushing that forward is going to be chopped off nearly by Waratah, but he managed to save it and turn that over quickly. They've got to work fast here, this Waratah side, and they do. It's looking good at the moment. Beautiful kick straight there. Just finds a player in space. Looks like pulling, pushes that one forward. It's a floater in, defended beautifully as it has all night by that Nightcliff defence. Picked up there, attempt to pick up there. He's slow to it. Magro might wrap him up here. Magro might have wrapped him up. Umpire I
think he'll ball it up. I don't think he actually had possession at any time. I don't think he really had hold that one. This game again already played between the 50s, so the centre square's getting a workout today.
So you can see Brody Philo doing what he can, but Carroll managed to get a boot to it easy, and it's kicked. And just like that looked like pulling. Yes, it was. Just a beautiful chip kick there, taking advantage of a hand pass from Carroll, and managed to get that one through, and all of a sudden it's a 1-point ball game. So you see the ruck contest here. Ball's not really touched. Philo does what he can, pulling there, but it's Carroll with the beautiful take and the hand pass over the top, and pulling just with the accuracy to get that one through for a major. So phenomenal, and just like that, the game's reset. 2 goals 8 to 2 goals 7.
Yeah, 2-2. So 2-8 instead 2-7. 1 point lead at the moment, the Tigers. They were 9 points up at quarter time, 7 points up at half time. And so that goal has brought in. The weather's amazing here at the moment in Darwin, 32 degrees, and the flags are not moving at all. There's not a breath of breeze.
No.
So there's no wind advantage. It's not a wet day, although it could be later on, but it's certainly not stopped the scoring of this game.
Not at all. Ball goes up into the centre again. Great bounce by the umpire there. It's Carlin trying to get a hand to it early, but it's turned over just like that by Nightcliff. Drived right into their forward 50, and the mark is taken. It's a phenomenal mark from Jay Moody. Moody there just kind of shaking that off there. Good defensive pressure from Waratah in the mark contest. Just drives that one onto the wing there, but might be turned over. Yes, it is by O'Dwyer. O'Dwyer looking to play on quick. He does really well there. But is the mark paid? It might be high. Yes, it is. So it'll be Will Clark there. The option to reset this for this Waratah side. Lots of players in space here, unmarked. He's opted for one, but Cooper Darms might beat him to it. He does, and it might be high. Yes, so he's paid that one there. And just like that, Cooper will be able to set this side up. He was going to play on there because he saw Philo in space, and Philo wasn't happy about it, but he's opting to back himself in. No, he goes for a chip kick over the top to a player in space, and that player in space there looks like it might be Jay Moody again. Oh, huge hit between O'Dwyer and Eilert, and just like that, they've been able to turn that one over. So it'll be a foot race to get there. Kirby happens to get there first. He goes for a floating kick into the forward. Nyhouse has just used his defensive talents there to get that one out and into some space. Was high but shrugged off there by Darms. Nyhouse has kept on running to provide options, which he has. Looks beautiful there from Philo. Philo just goes for a high floating kick, looking for someone. No one. The defence worked well there for Waratah, and no one was available to take it. Just sock it off the deck. They've got to get it clear here, Waratah, and they do. Looks good. Pulling's found it. Pulling here with just the slow down to his side. He has Munkara here in space, but it'll go over the top there, and it's picked up beautifully there by Toby Hutt. So Toby Hutt here looking for some options. It's a chip kick in. It's a dangerous space, and it might have gone out on the boundary. Yes, it has.
Lee Crosby must have said something to the boys at half-time against the Tigers, because the Tigers have tightened up significantly against Waratah in their forward line, where they were running a zone defence. They've now started to go on to them to try and cut this zone defence out.
Yes, so just trying to create a new shake-up here, and it's working for this Waratah side at the moment. So we'll see what happens. Ball goes up high. Great ruck contest there between Morris and Kirby. Carlin doing what he can to get it into some space. Tackled really... It might have been in the back. Yes, it was. So to be handed over quickly there through the hands of Philo. Philo with another high floating kick. Goes up high. It's missed there. Just needs to be cleaned up. Few players jumping for it. Defensive pressure there from Moody. Moody does well to try and get this into some option here. Oh, he's just short from it, Eilert was. But looks like Waratah will be there to clean it up. O'Dwyer as well. Hand pass. Oh, beautifully worked there by Moody. Read it like a book. Hand pass over the top. He finds Paris. Paris, it may not have come off the boot the way he wanted. Needs to get under it, and he does. Beautifully done there by the youngster in Stanley Cox in his second year for this Premier League side for Nightcliff.
Yeah, he did stab that one with his toe. It didn't come off the way he wanted it to come off. He's got his hands on the heads at the moment, but luck's a fortune sometimes. All you got to do is got to get it forward, especially these tight games. And here we go for a chance for the third goal for the Tigers to put that lead back to 7 points.
We just saw there, while he's lining up for this Marks Cox, we've got a few interchange happening there. Darms and Nyhouse coming off to take a breather. It's been a ripper of a first 5.5 minutes of this third quarter. And it looks good. Stanley's happy about it. And just like that, it is tit for tat here at TIO Stadium. That now... Nightcliff, 3 goals, 8-26 to Waratah's 2 goals, 7-19.
So we're back to the 7-point margin we're at as we watch the replay here.
Look at this. Beautiful from Moody.
Luck's of fortune there by Moody, but he's certainly there. This one here, as the kicky comes, he just I think he was off check by the player running in front of him. He just tried to get around him, and then, as I said, great grab there.
Really, really well done, especially against someone like Tom Spence, a really qualified player and an experienced defender. So for the youngster in Stanley Cox to come through and obviously get that mark in that contest, he did well there.
Went through half a game, had 3 goals, and we've now got 6 minutes in this quarter and had 2.
Yes.
So it's starting to pick back up.
It certainly is. So beautifully kicked off the boot there by Randall into some space, looking to mark it, but it's spilt there because of the defensive pressure applied by Waratah. Again, just high. It's going to be a high hit there, but it's been played on. Just kicks that one forward, and just like that, turned over. He's got a little bit of time here, Morris, but he floats it in. Oh, it's marked nicely, and it might be Cox again. It is. He read that like a book.
Yeah, he did. The other guy will go for the mark as well. Just stepped out at the last moment. That was Island, and he's coming now straight to the boundary as well.
So we've got a few key players on the interchange at the moment for this Nightcliff side. Looks like Nyhouse is about to make his way back on. He is. So Cox here just lining up for his set shot. Not too different to what he was kicking from before. Might even be a better angle. So he's marching in. It's a kick. It looks good. Is it going to go across the face? So it's just gone out on the bounce there, unfortunately. So flags here have now decided to shift, and they're just blowing directly towards the Italian club in Palmerston. So it's not helping anyone here.
Yeah, straight to his face then. It wasn't blowing at all till he leaned up, but he missed everything. Then he tried to allow for a breeze that wasn't there.
So again, Mankara trying to do the work to get this ball out of the danger zone there, but Philo beautiful with his hands. Managed to be turned over there by Banulis, but it will be another ball in. So we'll have a look here again. Very dangerous zone for this Nightcliff side. Waratah need to do the work early to get this one out of that space.
They've been giving Arnold Kirby pretty much the ruck and then trying to get it from around it all night, but they've just set up differently here, but Kirby's just too big and too strong on those boundary throw-ins.
So again, it's a tight contest there. Kirby with man to get his hands to it first, but just like that, Morris has put a boot to it. It's a floater. It's going to be a hard one to mark, but Grundy does well. Looking for some players and some options, but it really is a sea of red and white jumpers down there at the moment. He could have an option to float it, which he might take, and it looks like he will. He's trying to back his team in here and get a fly out through Cox. Cox just overspills it, managed to get a hand pass into some space, though. It's socket off the deck here, picked up nicely, doing what he can there, Politis. Bang! And it's curling, but it's just touched off the line there. So another behind for Nightcliff is looking awfully similar to the first quarter, Danksy.
Yeah, absolutely. Just trying to keep it in their forward line. Tigers are, but they just can't get that clear shot on goal. They had the one before he kicked it across the face and the other one where he scored, but they just need to settle down and lower their eyes a little bit more as they come forward.
That's it. So the ball goes into space. Nyhouse flies, and it might be a free in the back there. No. Turned over there. It's gone back to Nyhouse. Philo there in some space, looking to find some options in the forward there. Waratah just doing a good job like they have all night.
All but 3 of the Waratah players in the 50 at the moment. Forward, there's one, apart from the guy on the mark, there's 3 others outside of the 50.
Correct.
So they've flooded back amazingly.
They certainly have. So we're just having a look here. Philo with the march in. He goes bang. It looks good. It looks like it might go all the way, and it has.
Just to the right.
To the right. And they turn over quickly this side, really quickly through Mankara. Bounce there into space with Carroll. Carroll looking to find some options there. It looks like he's found Cassidy. Cassidy with a mark, but he's played on quickly through his Nightcliff defenders, and it will be turned over just like that. So Nightcliff looking for options here. Pushes that one forward. A short chip kick in. It's marked spectacularly there. Beautiful. Great hands there from Mitchell Randall. And he will line up here for what would be the 5th shot on goal in a matter of minutes there, Nick.
Absolutely. The last shot clock went for about 60 seconds. Let's see how much time the umpire gives him here. And one before that it went for about 30, and he pinged him and Kirby knocked him over. So he's going to take his time and lean back on this one. Breeze is going to the left of screen.
It's a big kick. It's high. It might drop short or go all the way. Oh, it's just about whether or not he was placed. No, umpires called it a goal. They needed that one, Nightcliff. That just extends that lead for them a little bit further. They're celebrating, but there is some kind of talk happening here. No, umpires took this decision and said that one's a goal.
So Michael Randall becomes the first multiple goal scorer of the night.
So we watch the replay back here. He kicks it just before the paint to the 50. It's a booming kick. Goes high, floats in, and it's just about whether or not that was touched. It's definitely over the line. You can see that clearly.
Goal up on right there. We don't have the boundary line thing, but you can see the way he was leaning back behind him. He wasn't going forward. So it'd be very hard to change that decision, especially the way his body was going backwards and he was behind the line. So a good decision by the goal umpire, who was perfectly placed.
All right, so Waratah with all the work to do here. Ball goes up in the centre. Kirby gets a fist to it. No clear possession. Oh, it's being called for holding. It'll be turned over just like that through the boot there of Robbie Barty. Barty with a beautiful delivery into the forward 50. It's a bit of a tug-of-war there. Carroll was held, and just like that, the Nightcliff defence has turned it over. Looks like Kieran Ewer might get in there, and he has. He's going to try and drill this one into forward for an option. Magro was there, but just the boundary line beat him to it.
Just hasn't bounced his way tonight yet, Magro. That was his first opportunity here, but it wasn't a great ball into him. He didn't have much choice. So they're going to throw it in now, though, but it's in the Waratah's scoring zone.
Ball goes up, beautiful fist to the footy there from Hutt. Trailed forward, though, and looking to do all the clean-up work there was Nightcliff. It's marked nicely there by Kennedy. Kennedy just dropping that one in beautifully there for Norman. Norman just looking for options that seem to be all being wrapped up by this Waratah side. He's going to go for a high kick just to drop it into space. Oh, beautiful mark, but just spilt in the last second. It's a quick play on there by Bradshaw. And then beautiful kick in there from Carlin back into Kirby. Kieran Ewer there has a little bit of space, and thankfully it wasn't the best hand pass to him. Oh, he's taken high. So it will be a free here. Back to Kieran Ewer.
He dodged him about 4 times, and in the end, I think he just grabbed anything he could. He certainly had him beat. He was around him, so he just slowed him up there just with a nice tap. But the umpire said he got it too high.
That's exactly right. So Kieran Ewer here with the ball, floating that one into the pack. Just about who can get her hands to it and get a clearance out of this space. You can see Collis held off it, not happy about it. So a free being found here. Yes, it was found to Collis. He was being held. So quick play on there, drills it into Magro. And Magro says, yes, my time to shine. We've said for the last few minutes or so that we haven't seen a lot from Magro yet in that famed left boot. So hopefully this is what we'll get to see here now.
His first real opportunity of the night, but you were never going to keep him quiet all night.
So, kicked 4 goals, 5 last week in their win over Darwin Buffaloes. We know the kind of powerhouse he is. He's coming in, kicks off the left. I wanted to say it looks good. He's happy about it. Umpire's happy about it. And the scoreboard's happy about it too.
So Waratah get their third goals, 3 goals, 7-25, but Tigers still leading 4 goals, 10-34 as we come up to the 15th minute of the third quarter. As we watch the replay here, there was a bit of messing around just off the screen there, so you didn't know what the umpire was on about it. I think he threw it back. Quick pass here, called play on, and a stab pass that hit Magro right on the chest leading out, and a couple of Tigers guys look at each other going, where did he come from?
Correct. I think that they never, perhaps that Nightcliff defence thought that he would drill it into forward. I thought they might be a bit of a possession between it getting into the forward line, which clearly caught them off guard.
Which is what's been happening all night, is just that ball over the top. Yeah.
Oh, Waratah playing on quick here. Beautiful out of the centre there. Carlin floating that one in. Magro held a bit there, but managed to still be a part of it. Collis trying to get a hand to it. Just pushed off before it reached the boundary line. So just like that, we're now spending a fair bit of time in the Waratah forward 50, the offensive zone for them.
quite amazing. That storm seems to have gone round us both sides. It's actually clear as we are on the ground here, but there's a bit of action to the left and right of us, but it's not on ground level, and it's looking like we might have dodged that storm completely.
Yes, so it keeps this game nice and even. There's no advantages for how we can play in the wet if it doesn't come. So Carroll looking to get a boot to it early. He can't. He's pushed off the play by Brown. High fly there against Munkara. Munkara wraps him up there, and unfortunately O'Sullivan couldn't get a boot to it, so Gleeson couldn't get a boot to it, so Boundary beat him. So having a look here, there'll be a consult between the umpires.
He's picked that for out of bounds on the fall as it's bounced off his knee, and just below his leg. The boundary come running over and said it was on the fall.
Yeah, so just puts Darms under pressure there, but Darms does well to shrug that off. High fly there. They might spoil each other, the Waratah players, and they do. O'Dwyer kicking in danger. I don't know if that's going to be called, but no, it's a play on there. Just looking to get a bit of control here. Cox with the bounce doesn't favour him. Overshoots the hand pass there, but Pulling will be there to pick that one up. O'Dwyer still a part of this play. Looks for Waratah. Waratah with a beautiful drop kick there straight into the hands of Carlin. He's got players flooding forward, and he's got two options on the wing here. Arnold Kirby says push back for Munkara, and he finds Collis in a beautiful location there to set himself up for a goal here.
Yeah, there was another opportunity where the zone defence sort of breaks down when you get it from a turnover quickly. And you run in the opposite direction, can come back really quick, and that's exactly what happened there for Waratah. The turnover in the middle of the ground by the Tigers, and they're in for an opportunity to get their fourth goal of the night.
That's it. So Collis here, key centre man for Waratah, key player for them as well. Just doesn't make it and looks to be turned over there. We'll go to Nightcliff.
He's paid a point there.
Just gone through for a behind, yes. So to be played on quickly there off the boot of Grundy. Bailey Edwards doing what he can in a sea of red and white, but it's Munkara in the end who manages to get a boot to it. But just like that, spilt Markham will go through there for a behind, another behind. And it'll go into the hands of Nathan Brown with the job here to try and get this ball into some space.
So 4 goals, 10-34 to 3-9-27 at the moment.
So he does well there, a good kick. High flyers, and he does well. I think he'll be paid the mark there. It was well done under pressure by Roger Morris, the ruckman. So he's got players flooding back now. No one currently in the forward 50. They pushed back into the defensive zones, Nightcliff, so they've got to work hard here to try and create some options for themselves. High pressure there, Kirby to the ball, but just gets fumbled over the boundary line, so we'll have another throw in.
Yeah, Jordan Humphries grabbed that guy on the ground. They just wouldn't let him get up, and made it look to the umpire he was trying to get up. But the idea there was to control the ball.
Oh, Kirby does well just to pluck that one out of the air. Looks like Nighthouse will be under it, and he does. No issue about it.
Had a great game tonight.
Goes phenomenal. So we'll have a look here and see what he can muster up here for the yellow and black. Big kick. Just a high contest there. He's spoiled there by Carlin, but Nightcliff looking to play on and keep control of the ball here. It'll be a foot race to it with Cassidy and Edwards. Managed to get Soccer forward. It'll just see who can get there first. It's an absolute foot race between Carroll and Kennedy, but he's wrapped him up. He didn't have prior, you'd think, and the umpire will say that's mine.
Yeah, he grabbed him as soon as he got the ball. He didn't have much opportunity. Could have nearly pinged him, though, for holding it underneath. The umpire gave him the benefit of the doubt and is balling it up at the just coming into time on in the third quarter. 4 goals, 10-34 to 3-9-27 here at TIO Stadium in Darwin.
That's right. Good hit contest there. Morris with his hands to the ball in the rock contest. Push that one forward. It'll be pressure there. Looking like Moody trying to get his body to it first. He's getting wrapped up quickly though. And it will be an umpire's ball up here in the offensive zone for Nightcliff here. They lead just by the 1 goal, 1 behind currently. It's a tight ball game. Ball goes up. Good ruck hit out there, but it's cleaned up. Tried to be cleaned up there, but a spilt pick up by Clark. It's pushed high. been a few whistles blown here, so the ball will come back.
Yeah, player laid in on the tackle then and grabbed him and knocked him on the side of the head, and the umpire was quickly onto that as he did get the kick in, but the umpires pulled that back for his friend, and it definitely was.
Yeah. So it'll be Will Clark. And if you look grandstand side here, just past the camera's eye, he has got options, but he looks like he'll put it back into the pack on the opposite grandstand wing. High fly there and a beautiful dominant mark from Toby Hutt. Players flooding forward now and trying to provide some clean options. Clark has done well to push himself forward and create an option there. Centering kick, seeing if Munkara can get hands to it, which he does nice and cleanly. Clark again making himself an option. Pushes it forward. Collis is there. Again, beautiful clinic football. Magro on the run and just goes bang. Look at that. That is clinic football. You can't imagine Ryan Ayres is upset with that.
That's more premiership type football than Waratah. So first they played it all night, but that definitely is how they won the premiership last year, was playing that type of footy.
Correct. And how's the work rate from Will Clark?
Yeah.
Phenomenal work rate from him to push that, to start with the kick off of that and create himself and make himself available for that passage of play. It was really well done. So just like that, we've been waiting for the Magro show to get up and running tonight, and he has his second goal in a matter of a few minutes. Marches in, left boot, looks good, but it might drift. Is it going to get across the line? I think it has. Bang! Just like that, and this is a 1-point ball game at TIO Stadium.
Tara, commentators cursed there when you said that to Magro.
I know.
He was probably going to come and talk to you on Monday if he'd missed that.
I'm so sorry.
You gave him his second goal, but here it was.
And look at this.
This is good football. This is what premiership football looks like. And this side can turn it on in moments, and they certainly did then.
Look at this football. Beautiful overhead marks here in the space. Look at this drilling kick in here and the work rate at which Magro had to put the Jets on to get there. And he does under that much pressure. Phenomenal piece of play there from that Waratah side.
And from 49 metres out, you picked it as a goal.
I hate the commentary curse, and I thought, oh. So we're back here in the centre. It'll be a ball up. Oh, crowd is raging. And what looks like an even contest might have been Kirby with a hands to it first. Does well there, the Nightcliff player, to boost that one into some space. He's got options, and it's just spilt the mark and will go over the boundary there. So good defensive pressure there from Waratah. And just like that, we'll have a turnover.
23rd minute mark of the quarter. 4 goals 10-34 to 4-9-33. We've had 2 goals 2 to 3 goals 2 in this quarter. Waratah leading this quarter. We're back to 1 point. It was 7 points at half time. So this game has led to, we thought we'd have a close game, and I thought we'd have a few more goals on the board, but we've still got a big quarter to come in the final quarter. And don't be surprised, though, if Nightcliff could pinch one here as well.
I know, so we'll see what happens. They've got numbers definitely in the forward, flooding back, but looks like Waratah were able to just get a little bit of clear pressure there, but as soon as Collis picked it up, Brown had him wrapped up, so we'll have another ball up here. But thankfully for Waratah, it's out of that Nightcliff zone. Ball goes up here. Great contest between Morris, and it was hit out well by Kirby, and Karen Ewer's just taken advantage of it. He takes a bounce, steps around a player, takes another bounce, little chip kick over the top, doesn't probably go where he wants. He's put Magro under pressure. Collis with the clean up, but unfortunately just been turned over just like that by the powerhouse in Nyhouse. Opts for the centering kick, works well for him, pushing that one forward. It's going to put under pressure there, but it's marked well.
3-quarter time here at TIO Stadium, and the Tigers are leading by a point. 4 goals 10-34, 4 goals 9-33. We'll be back with you shortly with a fabulous final quarter.
Kazali's Palmerston Club. Come and check out our cafe, open 7 days a week. Our kids club is open Wednesday to Sunday nights, including weekend lunchtime. Enjoy hot meals with nightly specials at the bistro, or cold drinks at the sports bar. Feeling lucky? Have a go at the latest machines in our gaming lounge, or grab your mates for a round of pool. Family gatherings or casual meetings, we have something for everyone. Kazali's Palmerston Club, making a difference.
Love exploring the territory? If you do, it's good to know that with TIO Comprehensive Car Insurance, if you have an accident covered by your policy, we're here to help with the reasonable costs of towing, as well as your additional emergency accommodation and travelling costs. So get out there and explore. Get a quote today. TIO, we're for Territorians.
A bit of constructive talk. I know it's hard, we've been all from the same footy club, but we've come together for this. Show that passion in the NT Guernsey, get in their face.
Here at TIO Stadium in Darwin.
Played their hearts out, and obviously it's not what we play 6-6-6 and 7 on the bench, so it's a little bit different, but you know what, we can't ask for anything more. The girls put their bodies on the line, and they went in and they went hard, and some of it was unrewarded, but that's footy.
Welcome back. You're watching AFL NT's coverage of the 23-24 TIO season from TIO Stadium here in Darwin. We're going into the final quarter of Waratah taking on Nightcliff Tigers. It's been a pretty low-scoring game and a very tight contest, Tara, but the Tigers have led by 9 points, then by 7, and now by a point coming into the final quarter. We both picked the Tigers. What do you think?
I don't know. It's bad juju to change your tip, but I just think Waratah might clip over here. So we'll see what happens. It's just been such a tug-of-war all night. Like, I feel like whatever I say, of course, it's going to be the other way.
Yeah, big hello to my other commentator, Ian Butterworth. He changes the tips about every 15 minutes. But he would be right on this one tonight as well. Other games this round, Tiwi Island. The Tiwi Bombers defeated the Wanderers by 73 points. Louderly to St Mary's, big winners over arch rivals Darwin Buffs by 112. And at Ghazali's Arena, Pint just defeated Palmerston by 107 points. We've got the close one, and we knew it was going to be a tight game tonight. 4 goals 10 to 4 goals 9 as we go into the last quarter.
And just like that, Kirby in the opening ruck contest of this quarter wins the hit out. It's done well there by Nightcliff to try and keep composure. Socket off the deck there to push that ball forward. Just a lot of pressure here from this Waratah side, and it's picked up nicely there, but defended beautifully through the hands of Nyhouse, as he's done all night. Finds a centering kick looking for Eilert, and Eilert there receives it beautifully. He's got a few options there in the centre, or one on the grandstand wing, which he opts for. It's taken nicely there through the ruckman and Roger Morris. Morris here looking to drill this one into the forward line. He opts for the high kick. Few flyers there, no clean hands to it. It looks like Waratah might mop that one up, and he does. Waratah there, just a snap to try and get some clearance. It might go to Morris, but turned over well there through the hands of Carlin. Carlin working well under pressure, pushes that one forward, looking for an option in the centre, and he finds one. Beautifully done there through the hands of Robbie Barty. Barty centres that one off and provides options there for Waratah to really get this ball into some space. Does well, finds the free man there in Will Clark. Will Clark pushing that one forward, looking for Carlin. It's been a free paid, I'd say. Is it a 50 perhaps?
It was a 50.
Yes.
Yep. Pulled it straight away, did the umpire did. So paid the 50.
Yep.
Used the square as the distance, so he's picked that well.
So Nightcliff here cutting off options very quickly here. He's gone for a long drive kick. Magro on a 3-on-1 contest there. He's good, but is he that good? Nightcliff working hard here just to reset this play. Just a slow down called there by Eilert. Eilert pushing that one forward through to the ex-captain there in Nathan Brown. Nathan Brown, beautiful kick in, finding Philo. Got a few Waratah working overtime here just to minimise the options that Philo has. He opts for the high flying kick. You know that it'll be run through the pack there, and it is, but the boundary line beats Jack Norman to it.
With only 8 goals scored tonight, you can remember every one of them. The 2 from Magro, that is 2 marks and 2 goals. A couple have gone over the back and beaten the zone defence, but the rest of them have all been a little bit scrappy. So you're the first one to get contact this ball in this quarter could actually take it away.
You're exactly right there. So well out of the ruck contest did Kirby, hands it off to Pulling, but turned over just like that by this Nightcliff side. Cooper Darms does well to have composure and get a centering kick through to Eilert. Eilert, beautiful kick forward, finds Philo. Philo just chopped off like that by Tyson McKenzie from Waratah. Centering kick there, puts him under pressure, but nothing for Munkara. Munkara with the snap into this forward. But just like that, turned over.
And he's got 50.
Pay 50.
Yeah, Magro was very late on that one. He knew that himself. That's just a bit of frustration came out there. He expected the ball to come a bit higher over the top, and just a bit of frustration from
So it goes,
Magro.
At least it's going both ways, isn't it?
Yes.
So
the umpire pulled that straight away.
Yes. So
no one on the mark, so he's
Benny
taken...
Viles taken 100 metres.
Yeah.
Just like that, though, does well off the fist of Gleeson. It's now a rat race to see who can get there first. Good composure there from Kennedy, trying to regain control of the footy, but, just gets falconed with that football. And he's got a bit of a smile on his face at the same time about it. One man without a smile on his face there is Lee Crossman. So it'll be a umpire's ball in here. Again, Morris and Kirby in the ruck. Kirby with the hand to it first. Cooper Darms and Pulling under pressure there, and Darms may have just given away a free.
Yeah, I think he wondered why he got so much time when he got the ball there, but the other guy was pulled off it, so that freed him up.
So just a kick in, looking to find an option there, but just goes over the top of the Waratah player, and will be another ball in. What a high contest game, Nick.
Yeah, it's been very, very pressured game. But you look at the score and think it's been a wet and horrible night, but it's been played between the 50s, and both sides are not given an inch today, and both defences, if you're picking best on grounds, you can nearly just pick them and move on.
Yeah. So it does get booted forward, but chopped off well there was Jordan Humphreys, but turned over just like that because they had numbers in the pack, was Nightcliff. They drill it forward, and there's Islet. Just with space and time, and was just composed to be able to be available to get that ball, and he does. So we'll see what he can muster up here, Islet.
With 5 minutes into the first quarter, he's played in the centre, he's played on the back line, he's in the forward line in 4.5 minutes worth of footy.
He's a coach's dream in terms of his work rate and where he can put in.
At 27 years of age. Plus 10 or 12.
It's absolute. To be playing at Premier League, I don't even think I need to go through his record of accomplishments. So we'll see what he can muster up here. Flag's not moving a whisker. Puts it through. Is it a goal? No, just through for a behind. So it'll just be for the one behind there. Extends the margin to 2 points. And we'll see what Waratah can muster up here.
Thumbs up for the goal umpire there. Bit of theatre there. Yes. It was well done. Had us all waiting.
Nice. Beautiful work there from Munkara. Drilled into Collis. Finds centering there all by himself. Carlin, which is very dangerous. And with some space again, looking good through the hands of Benulis. Benulis there looking to drive that one forward. It's a funny kick, and he's got to work hard here, Carroll, to do something with it. It's a quick one there. Has it gone through? Umpire says no. Just another behind there, and we're back to a single point ball game.
Yeah, 4 goals, 11:35 to 4:10:34, coming up to the 6 minute mark, or just over 6 minute mark of the final quarter.
You got to give it to the players tonight. Not a lick of breeze out there. Not a lot of stoppages in this game. No goal resets. So they'd be really feeling it, these players, especially now, but we've still got at least another 20 minutes left in this quarter.
Yeah, still 32 degrees out there at the moment. As you said, no breeze at all.
So managing to do well there out of the ruck contest, but picked up there by Stanley Cox, but wrapped up quickly. And it's just a bit of a ballroom dance between him and Kirby, but it will be a ball up.
Kirby did well there just to hold him up and not do anything
I was nervous
silly.
about what he was going to do, to be honest, but no, he kept composure there.
Yeah, he did well.
So picking up that ball there into some space was Randall. Randall does well to try and centre a kick to Islet, but chopped off there beautifully by O'Dwyer, working overtime in that defensive position all night. Does well to find Clark. Clark hands that one off to Karen Newer. Does well to keep possession of that one, that bouncing ball. Kicks that one high, will land on the paint of the 50, but there's the fist of Ryan Nyhouse again. Turned over there and picked up beautifully by Grundy. Played on quickly though. Seeing if Karen Newer can do something with this. Picks it up well. Lots of pressure here. Just need to get some clearance, and it looks like Will Clark's been able to. Picked up there nicely by Mackenzie. And just found Lachlan Cassidy. He wasn't ready for it, but he's played on quickly. Beautiful right boot kick, and he's happy with it. And just like that, Mackenzie goes bang and puts Waratah right back in this ball game.
Kiranua back there before did all the work to get that goal. He never gave up. He tackled 3 Tigers players. He got that ball out of the centre. I don't think we're going to go back as far as that, but that was just the end of it. But he's on the ground there, worked everything he could do to get that ball forward. And that goal is definitely because of the work he did in the middle.
Big time. And you look at these players just with a little bit of space here. They worked hard to get it out of that zone. You can't deny the pressure that Nightcliff were applying there, but Pulling did well, and a beautiful right boot kick on the move there from Mackenzie to seal the deal. So we'll come back here to the centre. Again, Kirby on Morris. Ball goes up. Read the best there by Morris. Just moving that one around and trying to get a boot under it, but the umpire's seen something there, and it will come back and be a free kick there to Morris by the look of it.
9th minute mark of the final quarter. It's the first time the Tars have been in front all night. 5 goals 10:40 to 4 goals 11:35 as Tigers go forward.
Goes high. Islet flies, but just gets through his hands. Turned over very quickly there by Kirby. It'll be Cassidy with a hair fist to it. Does well to get a boot to it, but slips over. It's Dewey out there and just can't keep composure to keep a hand to that footy. Waratah working overtime to try and get some vision, but it looks like just can't get that ball loose from the pack. And it'll be Clark looking like he's wrapped up. Umpire says that's mine. It will be a ball up there. Great work from Brodie Philo to keep that control of that football and the game tight. And looking at Norman just putting his boot back on.
He's just recovering his boot. I thought that was a boot on the ground there, but he...
So again, in a high contest here, it's a rat race to the boundary, but the ball beats them. So it would be Brodie Carroll with the job here to kick this ball in and try to... Oh, no, he's handed that one. So there'll be a conversation here between the umpires, and wow, we've got a great view of this, Nick, on our camera.
Yeah, saying what happened. When in doubt, throw it in, is it? Oh, no.
So it's been turned over just like that.
Something's happened on the side there, and...
So opt for a centering kick there. Does Kennedy. Does well to find Moody. Moody floats it in, and just like that, just tips of the fingers there for O'Sullivan, but it's enough to keep the Nightcliff players at bay and away from the football. He's got to work hard here, O'Sullivan, to keep it in space, and he does. It might be dangerous and see what the option is, but no, he's been lucky to get away with the throw.
Lucky there. He definitely aimed for the boundary there.
Yeah.
It's not called intentional anymore, but there was no way he was thinking about ever kicking that.
He had a 3-on-1, about to be a 5-on-1.
Yeah.
He took his options as he had them, and he didn't have a lot of them. So we'll have a boundary throw in here in the Nightcliff. Forward 50. Waratah's got to work hard, but it's a sea of just all players at the moment. Brown looks like he'll get there first, but he just spills the pick-up. Does well to a good recovery. Puts it high, but Carroll's the man that is there to get the job done. Just beats Eilert to the footy. So again, Nightcliff doing a great job here just to minimise the options that Waratah have here. Carroll selected Munkara, and Munkara, beautiful take under pressure there from Brown. A sharp kick, drilling that one in, and look at them go here. He's got to get a clean hand to it. Magro's there if he can get some space, but he goes for a snap and goes bang. Look at that, phenomenal from Thomas Bradshaw. He saw Magro did well there to create some space because Bradshaw drew that player, but Bradshaw knew what he had. He could get it in, and he snapped it beautifully. We watch it here. Munkara does well under pressure with Brown. This sharp kick in, and it's marked so well there by Mackenzie, and Mackenzie, this floating kick, I thought, it's over here when this mark was spilt, but watch the work rate here. Look at him pull that player, and Magro's open in space, but just goes bang. So I don't know if he was intentionally kicking for goal or he was looking for Magro, but he's done well to get one through the big sticks anyway.
Another break of that zone defence, and that's what can happen, turn it over quickly. A quick turn there from Makar again, who's had a great 15 minutes or so into the last quarter and the first half of this quarter. Has certainly made a difference, and the Tars now.
So ball up. Kirby with the fist, but it is Philo who takes advantage of it. He drives it into some space there. Waratah look like they'll get there first, but it's a desperate kick under pressure that just doesn't go the way he would have liked, and is turned over by Brett Kennedy. Brett Kennedy with a dummy against Karen Ewer, but Karen Ewer still keeping that pressure on. It's a chip kick over the top there from Philo, but it's spilt by Grundy. Just some pressure there, and it goes just over the boundary line.
Oh, he got him two in a row. I think he said, I'll get you the next time, and that's what he's done there. But it was intentional. He didn't, no other option there, but he just knocked that over the boundary line, and he's always going to get done for that.
So it'll just be a kick in here. It's got to be a good kick to create an option. He floats it high. We'll see who can get under it. No, just some fist there. Kirby with the ruckman special and says, nope, over the line. We'll sacrifice the one behind.
4 goals 12 to 6 goals 10. Coming into the 14-minute mark of the final quarter. One more, I reckon, might be enough for Waratah. I know that's a big call, but just one more might just do it.
It'll be the largest margin in the game so far. Kirby working overtime there with a kick out, but just doesn't find a player. Whistle's being blown there, and it'll be a throw by the look of it. So ball will be turned over.
They've been hot on that tonight. I think it's the 4th or 5th time they've picked a throw, and that definitely was.
Yes, so just like that, it's turned over, finds the hands of Norman. Norman has just spilt the mark there, Brown, and he's put under pressure and wrapped up quickly, but Cooper Darms does what he can to try and get control of the football, but he's dropped it under pressure, so it will be a free kick there to Kirby. Kirby, who's had a phenomenal 4th quarter of football there, really stood up for this side, so we'll see what he can muster up here. Goes for a kick there, opposite grandstand wing to a soloist, looking like Brody Carroll. It is. Carroll pushes that one forward, looking for Hutt. Hutt spills the mark a bit there. He's managing. He just needs to get control of the footy, and he does. He's got a 2-on-1 contest, but a hand pass. He managed to draw the players there. Kicking that one there forward. There'll be a bounce. He just needs to do well here because we know how experienced Nyhouse is in this position. Carlin with a hand pass off. With a right boot snap. Puts that one through and just goes for a behind there off the boot of Alex Pulling.
That could have been an important one there for Waratah as we're getting close to 15 minutes. We're just over in the final quarter, so not much longer to go in this game. Not many goals scored all night.
No, so just under 5 minutes away from time on. It's a good kick there from Nyhouse to find space, and Cooper Darms, who's been working like a dog all day for this Tigers side, puts a chip kick in. He's managed to keep composure there and a good mark there. Pushes that one over, finds a centering kick there, back to Petros Politis. Pushes that one forward there, nice little chip kick switch to Lewis Rinaldi. Again, goes back there. It's a good kick forward. It's just going to be under pressure. It might be swept up there or in the back. The call may have been made. Yes, it has been.
I think they were both going for the ball there, and but he's pinged him for it.
Yeah, so Nightcliff get the opportunity to reset here. Booming kick into the forward 50. Just got to get hands to it. The bounce goes high. Waratah working hard to try and get composure, but Brown goes after it. The boundary just beats him to it. We'll have a ball in.
With Kirby back there, that's probably not the ideal way of Tigers going forward. They need to take some time and go over the top of him.
Yeah.
He's always going to be at the back there causing chaos, and that's exactly what he did then.
Yep. And it's what he did a few moments ago again when he put it through for a rush behind. So ball goes up. Kirby, the man there, working overtime. And it will just go through for a behind again. So you can see there, Jack O'Sullivan just telling them to slow down. It's getting a bit frantic, this football. Everyone wants a piece of it. Does well there under pressure to keep that mark. Tom Banulis has got a few options pushing up and forward. You can see Karen Ewer making his way to the bench at the moment. We'll do an interchange there with Will Clark, who we know the amount of impression that Will Clark's already had on this game. So Jack Gleeson kicks that one in there, looking for a high flyer. Can't find one, but it's picked up beautifully there by Cassidy. Cassidy pushing that one forward, finds Munkara in space and a whole lot of it. Hand passes over the top there. Beautiful kick forward. See if he can get loose there. There'll be a bounce. Will it favour Carroll here or the defender? Carroll trying to get a hand to it. Managed. No, he's just gone over the top there. He worked hard to try and keep that in play. And that's a bold move too, considering it was about to be a 2-on-1 contest.
Yeah, amazing he didn't actually have a go then because the player was pretty well locked up, so he could have kept going and took a bounce and maybe just chipped it over the top. But I think Waratah, if they get the next one, it's going to make it very, very difficult for the Tigers.
Big time. So we've got ruck contest there, no clear winner from it, but just like that, turned over and a beautiful mark taken by Zach Moody. Moody pushes that one across, opts for the switch there, and it's a great decision. Found beautifully in the hands there of Brett Kennedy. Kennedy pushes that one high. It's a one-on-one contest there, and the mark's spoiled. It might be a free kick.
Over the shoulder.
Yes. So Waratah here need to push and create some space, and if you look here on the grandstand wing, there are some, but they've opted to go opposite grandstand wing there, and finds the hands of Tom Spence. Spence with a little chip kick in. Does well there to find Banulis. Banulis taking his time. Opts for a high kick. A few players in the zone. No clear possession as of yet, pushed forward. Mankara there, sea of yellow and black. Yellow and black managed to turn that around through the hands of Petros Politis. Beautiful take there through Islet. Islet just pushes that one through into their forward zone. Oh, I really thought that was going to be taken there by Kennedy, but managing to just clean that up nicely. No, Kennedy.
And he got 50. Ooh, big decision by the umpire. It was the right one. He did clip him in the ear and he went, and then I think he must have said something to the umpire as he went past, and that's the goal the Tigers needed.
That certainly is. Turns this into a 1-goal, 2-behind ball game, I believe.
As we're coming into time on, and the night we've had, we could have 5 minutes or 2 minutes to go, but there's been a few more goals scored in this quarter. There's been a little bit of a stoppage with the ball's gone out a couple of times as well, so you reckon 3 or 4 minutes thereabout left at the moment, and only 1 goal separate, 5 points separating the side, 4 points actually separating the sides. So the next one by the Tigers could be invaluable, and vice versa for Waratah as well.
Very much so. So 1 goal will do it here for Nightcliff, and 1 goal will do it here for Waratah.
And again, second place outright by yourself. Correct. With Southern Districts having the week off, and a couple of big shock losses today. This game here, the percentage for either side, this would actually move either one of them into outright second behind St Mary's.
Correct. Ball goes up. No clean winner there from the ruck contest. Just runs over it, so Philo takes advantage of it. The ball's run on there. He's doing his best to try and collect that football, but he's tackled off it there, Zachary Moody, and another tackle off it there. Just no clean possession off, and will go over the boundary, and will be an umpire's ball in. Good to see the fans getting behind their teams.
Yeah, I think they've come out of the club room and they've come down to the boundary now.
Yes, they certainly have. They've just got to add that 19th man in, don't they?
Yeah.
Ball goes up. Ruck contest there. No clear winner from the contest there. Cooper Darms does well to get control of that football and hand pass that off to Moody. Moody hand passes that one into a dangerous space there. Islet and Nyhouse all working hard to get that one out. Cooper Darms involved as well, and there won't be any clear possession, so umpire will ball that one up again. And this might be how this clock's run down, Danksy.
Absolutely. Moody there handballed that into that pack and then was trying to get hold of the ball, but he really was a terrible handball, and he's lucky to get away with that.
So it looks like Morris trying to get control of it. He's tackled without it. Does drop it, but again, no call from the umpire. Gets wrapped up, and in that bottom of that pack was Cameron Islet. It's good to see Waratah there helping him get up through Alex pulling. So we'll have another ball up here. Ruckman's got to do something to create some space here. They can't keep putting it down in the same space. They're not getting any clearance. So Darms does well to get a boot to it just to give it some kind of option out of that pack. Just a fist that's pushed away. It's a foot race to get to it. He's got to be careful not to overrun it. He does. Just soccers that one off to the side of the boot there. Picked up nicely. Hand pass across over the top by Petros Politis. Finds Bailey Edwards. Edwards pushes that one in. It's a spilt mark. Could have been a nice and clean one, but it wasn't. He's got multiple players in space. It looks like he's found Billy Henderson. Chip kick over the top, finds Cooper Darms. And he's just taking his time to get back up there. It's a heavy hit from big body in O'Dwyer.
Yeah, they raffled that one and I think he'd wish the other guy had taken the mark and he did the run on.
I think he'll wish that tonight, tomorrow.
It was a big hit. He's going to have to, the flag's going to the right, so just slightly to the left post he's going to have to aim this one. If he aims for the goal umpire, the goal umpire's not standing centre of goals. That's where it needs to start off, and then it'll come round to the right.
So he's lining up here. He had this same set shot from last week. We'll see if he can turn it around and have a better shot at it than he did last week.
No. So
unfortunately, it's just come off the side of his boot.
You can hear the Tar supporters in the crowd.
So Tar's there because they know that this keeps them very much a part of this game. It's a 4-point ball game. So man with the job to kick this one out is Tom Spence. Tom Spence opts for a kick onto the centre there. It's a high contest there again. No clear possession of the football. It's an absolute rat race to get control of it. And wrapped up there, Brodie Carroll. Wrapped up by the look of it was Brett Kennedy, and that's done it for them. Just like that, Waratah have been able to keep control of this game just long enough for them to come into the lead and get away with a win.
So there it is. The Tars come away with a 4-point match. I think it's the third or fourth time this season I've seen a game where a side's led all night and they got pinched in the end by the other side. Waratah's had it happen to them, and I think Nightcliff have done it to somebody else as well. So 5 goals 13-43 to 6 goals 11-47. It was the Tigers by 9 at quarter, 7 at half time, 1 point at three-quarter time, and Waratah come over the top with 4 points. Your best on grounds, Tar?
Oh, best on ground's a hard one tonight. I think that I can't go past the amount of... I think tonight was a defence game, right? And in my mind, I would say I can't go past Daniel O'Dwyer and the work that he did for Waratah in the defence there. I think he was an absolute workhorse for them. And for Nightcliff, I'm going to say probably Ryan Nyhouse and their captain. I think it was a defender's night out. So really, they stopped this game from getting away into an absolute kind of crazy margin. So for me, it's those two.
And for me, Arnold Kirby just took over the game. He didn't go in the ruck at the start of the match. I thought, what's happening here? But from then on, he just took over. And in the end, they didn't even go up against him. No. So the goal scorers, Jada Magro got 2 pretty memorable goals and pretty much win it. Alex Pulling gets 1. Scott Carlin, Tyson McKenzie and Thomas Bradshaw for Waratah. And for the Tigers, Michael Randall got 2. Stanley Cox with 1 early. Cam Island gets 1, and Brett Kennedy gets the other one. So that was it, Tara. Thanks for that tonight.
That's it. Fantastic night. And look, I've got to say, I've got to give it to Cooper Darms. It's unfortunate there. They did have the opportunity there to seal it, but just didn't go the way of Nightcliff tonight. So that there is it. That's a fantastic day of footy here. It's been a pleasure to host you this evening. We look forward to more round 10 action of the 2023-24 TIO NTFL season next weekend.
Catch you then.